What's good, y'all? It's your boy Danza. Just one of the many faces of the machine known as the Danza Project. Please do me a favor if you rock with us. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn those notifications on. We appreciate you. Salute.
Tell them stop playing with my name, little bitch. I've been in the coffee hoes getting rich. Ride around with them soldiers and you know they never miss. No, they never miss. No, they never miss. Tell them stop playing with my name, little bitch. I've been in the cut just minding my own business. But if they want a problem, then I'm down for that shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, nah, I ain't gonna do it like that. We're gonna start doing the Kato voice every time we start an episode. That's how we're gonna do it.
Let's get ready to rumble.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Danza.
It's your boy Kato.
And this is the Danza Project. And today we got some special guests. Like anytime I get an opportunity to do an interview or have a conversation, I would like to say, with other individuals that are in the industry, it's way doper to me because y'all kind of understand how all this shit goes. You know what I mean? It's and not even kinda. You really understand how all of this goes. For a lot of people, when you have a conversation with them, or even when you bring them to your show or your platform to do an interview with them, you know what I mean? They don't know anything that we go through unless they've been through it. You know what I mean? In this industry. So shout out Esso Hynaken.
Thank you,
How y'all feeling? Bag Fuel was goody.
Good. Man, we about to turn up, man. We just been on vacation out in the Yayo. But you know, it's game time. We on the Danza Project, so I know like how people be really tuned into the platform, so they're ready to hear the opulence and the ignorance.
Simultaneous. You
know what? We get the all sorts of conversations, right?
Of course.
And like for me, again, like there is always the bullshit that comes with
that's part of the game.
This entire this entire industry. And then there's just like the great conversations.
Let's go.
No, I'm just curious.
The trolling shit, you know what I mean? When it gets
I don't get into that.
Yeah.
So I don't really care, to be honest. I don't pay attention to trolls, anybody. And I always tell people this, like, why would I pay attention to people who don't have the heart to do what I do? I put my stuff on the line every day that I'm on this camera. People can test my truths. People can look through your background and all that type of stuff. So.
Can you talk about how people are offended because you can actually play basketball? So since he challenged Gillie to a one-on-one, now people were doing the research and they're like, hold up, he can really play basketball. Yes. And it's offensive, you know?
Yeah. I don't get it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, because if I looked at me, right, from the outside, and all the stuff that people then lied and said and is not true, I wouldn't fuck with me. I would leave me
I believe the bullshit. I wouldn't fuck with me
I just believe me the alone. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that's came across our way, they haven't survived. And it ain't like nobody's like bragging or do anything. You just pay attention to what's going on. If I did, I would be like, damn, he went from this platform doing relationship shit, then he was on This Is 50, then he was on Hot New Hip Hop, then he was on this shit, then he was on that shit, and none of them shits is around. And these two are still around. I wouldn't say, I would be like, well, if he say he played basketball, I'm gonna just let him get away with it.
Man alone.
You know what I'm saying? And I keep telling everybody, like, on that tip, it's just no reason for Gillie to play me.
Random question.
It's not. It's no reason for him to play me.
Because I've seen you guys are part of the Revolt podcast thing. Have they cut you a check? Okay, there you go. Okay, thank you. Because they just gave Cameron all the money.
Yeah.
I just saw they said they signed Cameron. I'm like, they never cut our check. They always signing. Never cut our check. But our people got us kind of released from them.
Yeah. So we got, now y'all know how it operates, obviously, right? So you did the Revolt thing. For us, it was, let's check the temperature.
Intro.
To see what it does with the audio, because we never even pushed our audio ever.
It's an art form to push the audio. Yeah. We had to learn that like in a savage way. It's really different how they push the audio versus the video. I think it's way easier to push the video than audio. Yeah. But if you can get your audio rocking, it's a different bag that comes with it, and we're really focused on that.
Yep. So right now we're in that stage. where it's like, okay, let's see what is out there, but this is all self-funded. You know what I mean?
That's us too.
That's us. Yeah,
So it's like when you're on that type of time and you hear what they're talking about, you're like, that don't really sound all that appealing to me. You know what I mean? But it depends on where you're sitting at and what they're trying to say.
None of this appealing to me.
It's
I
all
feel the same
robbery.
way.
Everything that we're doing is what we have to do.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid correctly on YouTube. You're not getting paid correctly on Instagram or any of these platforms. They robbing you. And we don't know what the real numbers are.
Yeah.
I'm from the music business. You never know what the numbers are.
Right.
So you would agree with when I say this, right? When they say these numbers on these deals, all cap.
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know what the cap on the people deals are. I just know it's only a couple of those people getting them deals.
Yeah.
And the rest of us is out here making our money, grinding, putting ourselves in a better position than everybody else. But it's more of, I look at us as like the new rappers, and not in a positive way, in a negative way. Because the rappers, you put a single out and you gotta go on tour and all that, and you're getting robbed too.
Yeah.
But you don't know, all you know is what they're gonna show you. You don't know, even back in the days when you had CDs, you didn't know, well, what's these 500? Oh, those are 500,000 that were broke. Broken CDs? Yes.
Right.
All right, we're going to put those to the side. Those 500,000 broken CDs were sold. That was $5 million in somebody's pocket. And then they going against your budget saying you ain't recouped.
Any which way they can.
That's what they're doing with YouTubing. It's just that it's all on us now. So it's a bunch of rappers that's funding their own project.
Yeah.
It's what we are.
Facts.
We are the independent. We are truly the independent rapper. We're funding our project. We're putting our stuff out there to be sold. We'll make more money off of popularity than we do off our YouTube.
The actual thing that brought the popularity.
I make more money, So that's why we're the rappers, right? So the rappers ain't selling units. They're not selling singles. They're using their music as a calling card to make themselves popular, and then they're selling sneakers, clothes, hairlines, clipper stuff, roast sparks, enhancement for men. Like they're doing all of these different things to give you, because you're getting popular off of a single that you're not gonna make no money on.
And that's what. So when I hear these things, and I'll talk about it directly, right? So today we saw the news that Talks with Flea gets a multi-million-dollar deal. A lot of people don't understand, and when they look at from the outside looking in, they just think, oh, he got millions cash. Boom. Millions cash. Here you go. Go do what you do. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that it's the value
or the totality of the deal. I'm gonna give you $3 million in marketing and promo.
Yeah.
But that's not gonna go in your pocket.
Over X amount of.
But we're gonna market. And let's be real. Like, Cameron been a star as a rapper for years.
Yep.
Right? So his popularity is just continuing.
It's built in.
Yeah.
Somebody like me or you or us or whatever, we're starting our popularity. And let's not forget, he comes from a machine, 2 separate machines. Atlantic Records, I think he was signed with Then you go to Rockefeller. So Rockefeller is under Def Jam. So when you're promoting them as an artist, they got major promotional pushes when they were young.
Right.
Then he came with the Dipset after that. You know what I'm saying? So he's popular. People like Cameron. So if he's converting over, I would give him money for a deal. It makes sense. He has the popularity already.
Right.
Fan base
already. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Built in.
That's one of the things that I've spoken about, and we've spoken about, of course, a bunch of times, is like, we building a platform amongst folks that came with the machine already, had a prior career in the limelight, on TV, in front of a mic, speaking to people, doing it how we doing it. That's who we gotta compete and battle up against. And a lot of people don't realize it's a big deal to go viral. And then you gotta have to do it again. And you're gonna have to do it again and do it again. And
The problem with this is people start having a misunderstanding of what numbers really are. Somebody was like, you guys only really got 120,000 subscribers. I said, say that to yourself back out loud again. Oh, but this dude has 500,000. And I was like, but he's been that dude for 30 years. So if you scale it, he really only has 30,000 subscribers.
Yeah, we did 120,000 in 2.5 years from scratch. From scratch.
People be like, yo, this video only did 10,000 plays. That's half a basketball stadium.
Only.
Only 5,000 people seen it. I'm like,
I mean, you would be surprised because they used to come to our page and he used to tell me like, I'm oblivious to content, right? So I would be doing stuff and I'll be like, why are they saying that? He'd be like, oh, because, we don't have the views as everybody else. I would be like, people really paying attention to all our little views and everything. So then they would get on our views, but then when them shit started cooking, nobody got nothing to say. When our shit started cooking, just as much as the people who had 1 million to 2 million subscribers, I was like, why nobody? I said, this is why I don't pay attention to the people. Because y'all are there to talk to me. It's people that talk trash to me and then book me for their platform.
Oh, big fan. Always been a big fan. Always been a big fan.
Book me, talk trash, talked about an interview we did and said, yo, your numbers didn't do so-and-so, and I had to get up there and cook him. You know what I'm saying? Since we want to talk about numbers, homeboy, all right, well, did you see our Twitter numbers? 2.5 million. Did you see our YouTube numbers? Almost 1 million. Did you see our TikTok, and we're not even on TikTok? 3 million. I got people calling me saying, yo, you just went viral on TikTok. You did
we don't even be known.
You did 3 million views. I'm like, I did?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this is the key that I'm just saying, and like you said about going against people who already are established already, right? It takes time to break through. You know what I'm saying? They put their 15 or their 20 years into breaking through to the public, whether it was their money or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wasn't thinking about Pod. Pod wasn't even out when Cam and them was rapping. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even available. You know what I'm saying? So when you coming over and you doing something new, it's like when you drop a record and you drop it on the platform. You are now competing against Beyonce.
Point blank.
Whether you want to or not, you want those people to watch you and you want them to freaking listen
but
to
you. Know what has happened? Because I watch y'all show with us. So there's certain interviews they're not gonna do the same numbers.
Not even close.
It's weird.
But I was telling them that I said we're f***ing people up because they were like, why is it like that? I said because we don't have fake numbers. Whereas I said if you look at a channel and it's uniformed across the board, that's bullshit. That's a bang bang channel.
I was just about to ask y'all that. If y'all pay attention
y'all
the same way they pay attention to us, right? Because I have those conversations with people all the time.
No, your channel's
just recently, I was having a conversation with Punch.
Yeah.
And Punch was telling me it's wild because I look at your platform sometimes and y'all got an interview that'll do 500,000, 1 million, and then there's an interview that'll be doing like 5,000, 6,000, maybe max.
You know what that is? The audience it's sophisticated.
Yeah.
When I first started doing YouTube, if you were just popular, they was gonna press play on everything. You could have been in a dark room with some bullshit rapper, press play. Now they're like, it's like going to a restaurant. There's certain things on the menu, and as popular as the steak. Same rule applies. So, a lot of the times people come on the platform, they're like, why my interview ain't do well? You not that dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
It's no
They
different.
be mad though.
I heard Gary Vee say that shit too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes Gary Vee says some shit recently that like really resonated with me. He's like, yo, people always think like if one thing doesn't do well, like you did pretty good across the line, but one doesn't do well. And it must be because I'm shadow banned. No, they just don't with it.
It's not.
You know what I mean? Like they just don't with it. It's okay
but the
too.
shadow ban does.
It does exist.
Esso had booked an interview with Lenny Cooke, right? This was literally when Bronny had the cardiac arrest. And you know, Lenny has history with Braun. So it was literally 2 days after. So we have Lenny to speak on it. We put that piece of content out. It might have did 7,000 views.
Trash.
You know what was the biggest video we had?
China.
Yes. He said playing in China is trash, and it got us 250,000 views.
Yeah.
So random.
No, it's not random.
The U.S. hates China.
I mean, considering
No.
The U.S. hates
it's propaganda.
China. So they're gonna push it in
Push it on.
any bad thing against China.
Yeah, they're gonna push it
forward.
it up.
I just heard what you were
Because
telling
it's a stupid title with a stupid thumbnail, and it does 250,000 views.
He called me. He was like, "Yo, do you know Lenny's joint is going crazy?" I said, "Word." the Brownie joint. He was like, "No,
Not even.
China." I was like, "China."
It just Danza. It just said, "Playing in China's trash." That's it.
That's it.
And they're like, yo,
push that.
Yeah,
See, so
y'all
there
know
is a
now.
ban, but
Yeah.
you know, it's tricky.
See, he know. I'm gonna be honest. He knows more about this stuff. I'm more of just a businessman.
Yeah.
And marketing and promoting. I'm not into content. People get so mad at me because I'm not a content person, and they get mad. They like, "But you make content."
It's entertainment, dude.
And I kind of feel like, for lack of better words, this ain't content to me.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Because content to me is the buffoonery, and the tricks and the dancing, and this ain't to me. And they can get mad. This isn't content. This is where we're just putting our thoughts on film.
Long form
But it's
conversation.
not. But it's not long form conversation. Is what I would call it. Now, because it's on that screen, everybody wants to classify it as content. If it was classified as content, then the followers you're talking about we would have, because they want to see clown shit.
Yeah.
They want to see people dancing, running up, doing little stupid stuff, and then want to see what's behind the curtain and all of that type of stuff. If we did those type of things, I probably would have 300,000 followers on my Instagram instead of 130. I would have 300, and people would want to promote on my page.
130 is popping
because
too.
I'm doing something funny. No, 130 is popping, but like my man said, we're in the realm when you're comparing me. This is who people compare me to.
Yeah.
Joe Budden, Gillie and them. No, not Gillie and them. Gillie and Wallo,
Nori,
and Drink Champs. They all got millions of subscribers and followers.
Yeah.
They're making 5-10 times more money than me. You understand?
Yeah.
So when people put me in these classifications, I'm like, yo, bro, everybody need to pump their brakes a little bit. Like, am I just as good? I think I'm just as good. Yeah. But it takes more than that. It's like Omar Epps said to us one day, you can't call yourself a legend. The other people determine if you're a legend.
Legend or not.
You think so?
I think so.
How about this though? Well, T.I. called himself King of the South before anybody said it.
Yeah.
And he said it so much, along with him delivering great bodies of work early on, he was able to now instill that as a narrative. Now, that could be an anomaly.
But
nobody was calling him King of the South.
It's marketing.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
or you could argue the belief starts with yourself.
Y'all are good.
What?
Like this is a good
Watch it.
1-2.
I told you we was going to turn up.
Yeah, I just know I could see how y'all do it now. Like,
This is
you know
the
what I mean?
watered down version. On the phone, it's way more wicked and volatile.
Yeah, 'cause
you speak freely.
So we just dial it down more, but
I think and two, we just naturally don't agree on things.
Word.
We naturally have a different perspective because I'm always business. I'm never creative. I'm always business.
Yeah.
Like how we gonna make the money? And hey, yo, what's our YouTube like? Yo, I don't even know what's going on. I gotta call him and be like, oh, when's the Ty Dolla $ign dropping?
Yeah.
And he'll tell me because I'm not even checking it. Where the mother? I just do what I do. He does what he does. Ghost does what Ghost does, and we just keep it pumping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I feel like that's tough part to navigate about the industry because the shit that people don't know that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, you're always thinking, you know how it is. A lot of these people that you're trying to do an interview with them, they start throwing some numbers out there. Like, oh, if we do an interview, I'm looking to get paid this much. And it's like, yo, does that even make sense? What you're saying, like a lot of the people don't make sense with what they're saying. I think they think that when they look at a podcast that we're making, I'll put it this way. I had somebody I was trying to do an interview with.
Yeah.
And they told me how much money they thought I would make off the interview. Well, if I make, if I do this interview with you, you're gonna make $250,000.
Dollars?
No.
First of all, they must have thought it was gonna go wild.
Thought we was going
$250,000.
they don't even know.
You know what
You know what I mean?
$250,000 looks like in views? That equates to about 40 million views.
Yeah.
That's the metric if we're talking for black people. Because they scale hip hop content on YouTube way different than every other race. That's not an opinion. They got all these algorithms to say, oh, we see a face.
I'm about to say the algorithm is they're black.
Yeah.
Lower dollar.
$5.
$5.60. Oh, they're white. $22.
Yes.
You ever talk to somebody from YouTube?
No.
You know there's supposed to be a fund for any minority
Yeah,
that gets over 100,000.
That was
Once you
during
get
the
to once you get that
pandemic, though.
plaque, not just during
We
the
got
pandemic.
a plaque. We ain't get funding. We got our plaque.
We're supposed to get, but they as soon as too many of us did after the pandemic, they were like,
Slow them down.
Slow it down. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
And who do you talk to exactly?
Nobody.
We can talk to people unless you have a deal with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now we have a direct link, but before
We have a direct link, so we could talk to YouTube now.
you'd
But
have
we
to
couldn't-
talk to an AI assistant.
And we couldn't talk.
Don't waste-
we
don't
could
waste your
never
breath.
get a hold of them. Ghost would get a hold of them sometime, but you never was getting a nobody was telling you nothing.
Yeah,
We'll get back to you. That's a great
We now
question.
know how to adjust our videos to get around the yellow dollar sign. They tell us exactly what's the triggering points,
Yeah.
and then we can re-edit the videos.
And
to
re-upload
get-
it, and all our dollar signs is green. So that's a positive.
That's another thing they don't know about us. You know what I mean? The general population does not know that we
When
have
it's
to
yellow
fight.
and green.
Exactly.
They
yeah.
just see it up there. They be like, oh, yo, some of our biggest views. Oh, y'all did 300,000. It's yellow, bro. They
It
give
don't
us
matter.
They give us 91 cents, bro.
Yes.
They give us 91
Killjoy.
cents,
Get
bro.
a million views, get 34.
Let me tell you how ill it is, because it don't work anymore. So when the thing would turn yellow, I would have like 15 titles. I like to go hiking. So I would put it in there to hack
Turn
it
it
back
back
into
green.
green
Yeah,
and
word.
then rework the title. Vegan food is the best.
Smart.
It would turn it back green. And so it's like, you only going to have 6 months of this. Because they going to figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah, it took 3 months.
This is a freaking computer that's dedicated to trapping people.
Yeah.
It's not even a person. I'm watching. I'm getting a ping off of everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
And once I get enough pings, I'm not letting you do it no more.
Yeah, thumbnails, all of that.
But see, that's the thing. Like, you want viral or salacious content, but if I go anywhere near that, you're gonna stipend me for it. You're gonna try to take my knees out from under me.
But what's salacious now?
I mean, it depends on the conversation. Depends on the platform.
truth is salacious now.
Gossip
Facts,
is
yeah. The
truth is
salacious.
salacious.
The truth is what you call salacious now.
Yeah. Because
The
everybody,
truth.
people couldn't tell
Cocky
you a lie.
Kai.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
interviewed
familiar
Cocky
with
Kai.
it.
Okay.
I told him, as a young kid, man, like I got to give you that unk advice. You know what I mean? You're just living in New York. Like, get the fuck out of New York. You got a lot of shit. I was like, plus,
Why you
I
wanna
mean, in
leave
all
New
honesty,
York,
the
though?
politicians don't give a fuck about you either. Like, you got to pay all that taxes on everything you get. That's it. Flags for election interference.
Yeah.
Completely.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to sway anybody in no fucking election. I'm just telling you to get.
See, I caught that fly talk. You said flag for election interference.
Yeah.
So I know. I don't even have to ask you how you knew that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, how do you know that?
Yeah. You figure it out.
No. Well, come on, bro. Because even he like, we know what you rocking with.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm making money.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, in theory.
Well, that's the truth. Like, so
That's smart, though.
I'm looking at the Kai interview. I'm like, the numbers ain't doing
They're
too
gonna
good. What it
stifle it.
is, the first thing you do is you try to push a promo on that video. See if we could push that video out there. You know what I mean? And it'll immediately give you an alert of what is going on with
There
it.
you go.
You find out about everything that way. You know what I'm
spending
saying?
money.
Like, yeah, exactly. As soon as you look at it, like we have about 400 interviews, right? There's certain interviews. LaRussell, right? I thought LaRussell was a phenomenal. I think LaRussell was a phenomenal
Same here.
artist, right? And when we push it out there, we put the interview out there. It doesn't get that many views, so I'm like, you know what? Let me try to push this interview out there. There's been about 10 interviews this way, right? Maybe 15 interviews that I've
What
taken.
do you do when you try to? What do you mean when you say I'm gonna try to push it out there?
I go out there with the YouTube promotions and I go out there with the Google Ads promotions to try to push this
You
product
never
out there.
did that ever.
Yep.
Really?
But you will find out real quick what videos are being suppressed and why. It'll tell you right there. Boom, flagged for this.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I'm
Whatever
saying?
You
it is,
can't deny it.
they always like stifling LaRussell's interviews.
So you know that too then.
We had
him on.
Yep.
And we thought, and it was one of the
Phenomenal.
Bro,
Hey,
he's
did-
an amazing
Yo,
artist and interview for
Yeah.
He
sure.
did one of the best interviews we had.
Wow.
Okay, when we left there, we was like, "Oh, we got LaRussell.
Oh, we
got a jewel."
And we like, yes.
And then I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Our other interviews was moving. We had DeMizza. DeMizza was
Industry
moving on
legend.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say what Glasses Malone did. Glasses Malone did phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we was like,
Whack 100.
Whack 100. We had Whack and Loose Cannon before Loose Cannon got arrested.
Yeah.
And 600.
Yeah.
We had all three of them at the same time, bro.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
That interview went crazy. We was like, yo, when we come with LaRussell,
it's up.
we
give him
about
a little
to
bit of this,
finish.
give him a little bit of that.
Same shit.
We about to finish them when we come with the LaRussell. You heard me?
Yeah, this shit
and
too
Ham
real.
was like, yo, bro, you should get like 7,000. I was like, what are you talking about, bro? And that's the part for me that's frustrating. So when we talk to our people, it's a big deal. Like, we have young people that they don't move on our channel. Rob 49,
Okay.
Key Glock. Key Glock moved a little bit.
Yeah. Skilla Baby.
Skilla Baby didn't move. I mean, these young boys was on
Mega
fire.
stars.
People that's
But
moving
because
right now.
older people have come and watched us because of the former shows that we've been on.
They think.
None of them really has been based around young people except for hot new hip hop.
Yeah.
Even This Is 50 is based around older people that's been out or established already or whatever it may be. So our stuff isn't. So when they seen the young boys on our channel, the 120,000 subscribers, it's like, I don't know who Skilla Baby is.
But see,
I'm not clicking on that.
I feel like you should be rewarded for stepping out and doing something different and touching a different demographic, like versus being stifled. Like I should get credit for having a Oprah when I usually talk to somebody else. You know
But
what I'm
what
saying?
about your fan base is just not pressing the button, like you said?
Yeah.
You find out if it's really hot. It's not. We're not being penalized because of who they are. It's just they don't know them.
Yep.
So they're not clicking on it. So when they're looking at and then let's keep it real. The older people who listen to hip hop, they act like it's theirs, right? They own it. It's their
shit.
hip hop. So this new hip hop, I'm not watching it because that's not my hip hop.
That's not my president.
That's not my hip hop.
Yeah, that's
so they
not
don't
my-
even want to hear what the young boys have to say. And then when you turn around, the young boys are saying, "Yo, nobody really listening to what we got." They're not lying. Just think about this whole thing, and we talked about this many a day. Remember when they was rapping and they really wasn't shooting nobody? And everybody said, "Oh, y'all rapping about something. Y'all not real." That's what our people who thought we owned hip hop, we were telling the young boys that they not real. So when they start drilling and doing what they really doing, then we talking about them with that too.
Yeah, facts.
Who's leading who? Which one is the right way? Because the only people that I know that was on this camera that was saying, yo, if we want them to be real, it's gonna be a problem, was me and him. And we were telling people like, yo, y'all are bugging. Like, y'all want them to be rich. So if they talking about shooting people, remember when they talked about shooting when we was young, oh, I'm shooting lyrics. They always would change it. I'm shooting my shot. Yeah. It was always like, it was never a gun.
Yeah, it was lyrically.
Hey, lyrically, I'm shooting shots. You know what I'm saying? But
sending shots.
This is all I'm saying. We knew they was capping. We knew they was capping, but that was the marketing. Oh, we shooting shots. It's a lyrical war. It's lyrical warfare. When Jay-Z and Nas was going, they wasn't shooting shots. It wasn't lyrical warfare. It was, I can't stand this dude.
Yeah,
and this dude was trying to play me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play him back. There was no. They were just grown men that had things to lose.
But you know what it is, man. We live in this society. People pick and choose based on popularity, likability. Esso and I had a conversation, right? And I said, Max, and he gave a great answer. And we're going to give this answer here because this is a viral question. Why is Papoose and Clarissa Shields getting dragged, but Stefan Diggs and Cardi B are being celebrated?
That's easy though, if y'all think about it.
Let him breathe a little bit.
It's so easy.
Let him breathe. Let me hear with them two, and then think about that. What Clarissa Shields and Papoose is doing everything women have complained, begged for. A man supporting their woman, showing love and being there. Now they're downplaying him and downplaying her. But
it's just because Papoose is a man, and so they
so what's Stefan Diggs?
They're not looking at Stefan Diggs.
No, why not?
Cardi B.
No, they are. They are looking at Stefan Diggs.
Yeah, but Stefan Diggs is the pretty boy. Fucking.
See, y'all missing it. Y'all missing it. It's easy. It's easy. You ready?
Talk to me.
What you got?
Stefan Diggs still got money, and so do Cardi B. When you looking at Papoose and you looking at the Clarissa Shields, they look at Papoose as supporting these women. They not watching his pockets. Nobody knows how much money he got. He could really have some money or some real stuff. But the way that they're depicting it.
But
you're right.
The money thing wasn't an issue until Remy said something. Before that, nobody really thought about his pockets.
No, but he was always marketed as a stay-at-home husband.
You know what?
Which is wild.
Orlando.
And when you're marketed that way, you're not known to have the guap.
But Danza said something interesting, though. Stefan Diggs is the ladies' man. He's the pretty boy. And in NFL and NBA's...
I'll take a little bit.
We about to turn up.
Here we go.
But if you scale it, it is the same thing, though. Yeah, you could... But
I'm telling you, Stefan Diggs... All right, listen.
Yeah.
Let's run it.
Stefan Diggs...
We came here to talk.
Yo, his paycheck is light in standards, right, to an NFL football player right now. Right. Yeah. Say he's getting $13 million. That's light, right?
Because taxes eat half of that.
No freaking rapper making $13 million. Mm-hmm. Okay? Let's get it. Let's just get this right. And he got endorsements. And he got jerseys.
Yup.
Okay? He's popping right now. That's all that matters. When you look at these people, the other people that they're on top of, they're not popping right now. And although Clarissa Shields is a boxer, right?
World champion.
Popping. She's not making she's not making man money. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah,
man money.
Yeah.
Man boxer money.
She's not Terrence Crawford.
There you go.
She's Clarissa Shields.
There you go. You're not making man money.
Everything you're saying is legitimate. I just think, straight up, to watch Papoose getting dragged for what women beg for every day is an unfair injustice.
He should not be getting dragged.
I know that.
He should not.
But Stefan Diggs is on a boat with white chicks, and he's that dude.
But Cardi B was on that boat with him, and
I rock with Diggs.
And it's a different time.
Agreed.
Of what is going on and what people are really looking at. We got to understand right now, nobody has money. We just got to understand that. Yeah. If you have a circle of people, you're lucky in your circle of people
If you
that
rock
y'all got that y'all got a couple dollars.
This is facts.
Ain't nobody got no money. So that's what everybody looks at. I just was talking to a female, and I said, "Yo, the reason why us black community is fucked up, right? And the women gonna get terribly mad at me about this. Is because when they come out the womb, right? Yo, get you a good man. What's a good man?
A man that makes money.
And takes
Pay-
wait what?
put a
Takes
roof
care
over
of you.
your head.
Put the roof over your head.
family.
Now boom, I'm about to kill this whole reservation and plantation and everything, right? So what they gonna do, what they did with us black dudes is this. This is simple mathematics. I'm gonna fire you, nigga. I'm gonna fire you too. I'm gonna fire you too. But I'm gonna give all y'all wives and girlfriend a job. I'm gonna give y'all a job. I'm gonna give them a job, and I'm gonna send you home. You know why? Because those women right there that's in your culture and community, them bitches clocking money. So if you don't come with that money, like how they trying to look at Papoose, what about Papoose is her backbone, and now she's making more. I've never seen Clarissa Shields this freaking much. Think about that. Let's keep it real.
That's also true.
Before Papoose, we was not seeing Clarissa Shields. She was not a factor like that. I'm sorry, Clarissa. I rock with you because I watch boxing. But right now, you're worldwide, you're public, you're on the board right now. Everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
ESPN.
You on the board right
asking
now.
her about relationships. Think about that.
But they killing this man, right? And on the flip side of, if that was him and she brought that to him, they would be saying, "Oh my gosh, she's such a great woman. She's so supportive." People looked at me.
He couldn't have gotten this far without her.
He couldn't without her. It's not possible. And I'm gonna take it further. I'm separated from my wife, right? So my wife is known that she made nice money. She made good money.
Yeah, she was getting to it still. $250,000, $300,000 every year. Every year. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I said, yo, I'm not going to keep going out here traveling, doing all this shit. I'm going to fucking make sure this motherfucker keep bringing home this 300. So what can I do as a supportive man to help her bring home the 300? I still was making my money. I just busted back. Like, I'm not going. I don't need to make it 200, 150,000. I can make 70, 90, and I don't got to work hard. You know what I'm saying? And let her go do her thing.
Is good.
She's good, right? And I would say that on camera. It never bothered me. I guess because I've made a lot of money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've taken
It
care
make you
of.
feel smaller.
I've taken care of my wife.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's your freaking turn. And I'm gonna take a break. I'm not that big of a man. I'm not that big of a man to be
brunch,
like,
honey.
I have to do it, King Kong. I'm not on that type of time, right? But you might look at me funny. You might look at me funny and say, "Well, why you not going out there to go get it?" And I'm gonna say because I'm supporting her. If I don't support her, she's not gonna make. Clarissa Shields is not gonna keep being who she's being if she doesn't have a support. This woman has said, people who don't have the support, fuck with the support. Cause she's been rolling around here with no support, evidently. Cause she don't roll with no crew. She's not rolling with a whole bunch of people. Her crew right now is Papoose. And she's doing better in my eyes than I ever seen. I don't know. She's looking better. She's looking better.
More visibility.
She's dressing better.
I mean, I don't want to get too far.
No, say it.
What's up, Kay?
But you got to understand the type of woman he was dealing with before.
Meaning?
Okay.
Now he could talk to this one and give the game that's going to be falling on
You don't
more
think he
grateful
gave Remy
ears.
game?
Did she take it? Did she listen? Did it fall
I
on
think
deaf
for a
ears?
while, yo.
I think she definitely
For a
did
while. It's only for a while.
I think the problem with relationships, man, for men, once we get stabilized, we love cruise control. We don't like
because we don't want the chaos.
No.
We get
Listen
the
to what I'm
chaos
saying.
all day.
When the flight is going and it dips a little, you never see the women look around, and so is the men. Think about that. But in a relationship, women enjoy The first 18 months.
Yeah. And then we gotta go up, or we gotta do something.
They love the honeymoon phase because it's sporadic. They're learning things, but once they figured out everything, I'm bored. No,
the line. He said, "What this is?" No, the line is. Oh, so let me ask you a question. Oh shit.
Oh, what's up?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What exactly
We
is this?
fucking
Like, what are
the
we
same
doing?
thing we've been doing. We fucking.
No, you supposed to got a $50,000 a year raise. You supposed to be striving.
Yes.
You supposed to be.
And you're supposed to sell drugs.
You're not rich yet. I've been with you.
Yes. You're supposed to go to museums.
I need to find somebody else.
Somebody put this shit to me perfectly the other day between men and women. They're like, look, a man, as we come into this world, we've always been taught to hold it down. You know what I mean? They want to, like, we're the ones that are supposed to hold it down.
Get
like,
you a good man.
They're like, think about how a woman is. Daddy's got to take care of his baby girl. You got to hold her and carry her through, and you gotta actually be the one to sit there and say, "I'm gonna hold your hand, and I'm gonna walk you down to the aisle to another man." Yes. But this is all you could do. I'm gonna give you to somebody else who's gonna carry you.
That's gonna take care of you.
Yep.
Because when you came out the womb, that was it was from the beginning.
Yeah.
Get yourself a good man. And what is a good man? So that's why I said, so now we back to the beginning. So now you're giving the money,
the jobs
to the person who is getting walked down the fucking aisle.
But now what happened in the last 2 months to shift that?
I was about to get that.
I don't even think they know.
Wait. Let me land the plane. I disrupted the turbulence. No, let me land the plane. So we giving it to your baby mama. And now she gotta pay the bills in here. And she gotta take your guidance. How's she gonna take your guidance when she got the money? Now I'm going outside to go work. I'm tired, Danza. Yo, Danza, what the fuck is going on? The same shit that you've been going on, bitch, when I was paying all the bills. It's the same shit going on, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit going on. It's no different than when you was at home. Yeah. But because I'm the woman and I'm not supposed to do it, that's the beginning of the dissension in the house. They thought that the welfare was gonna work. You got to get the nigga out the house to get the welfare. All right, he's just going to go next door and sneak when y'all come in. He's coming back in. We're going to take your $900. We're going to take your food stamps, and we're working off the books. We lit. You know what I'm saying? We're staying together. But now it's like, nah. I'm just going to give you the money.
Yeah.
And let you, and what do our race, our black women, they known to spend all the freaking money. That's the numbers. When you look at it, we are the black people and we spend way more than we earn, and the men ain't buying it. We not buying it. We not running around getting our hair done, our feet, our nails, our clothes. You know what I'm saying? My car. I got to go out on dates with my girlfriends. Women are taking trips broke. Broke is a joke. They're taking trips. Niggas at home. Yo, I'm making money.
Fashion
my man.
Nova.
Yeah, word.
I'm making money. This is real. It took me a year and 3 months to figure out a real vacation. That's why when I came down here, I said, I'm not working. I'm not doing nothing.
We canceled a lot of stuff.
I was supposed to do mad shit, bro. And I looked in, he was like, yo, we should do Mr. Organic. I said, yo, Han. I said, for real? I gotta rest.
Yeah.
I just came from California. We coming here. We going to Atlanta next week. We got a host. We're moving. Right. That's the thing about it. In order to make the money that we're making, we gotta move. I don't want to move. I want to be like Joe Budden. Just film and make my money and stay in the house like you. Like you want to do. You want to stay in the house. That's my dream too. Move back to my crib in Jersey so I don't have to come out the house. I'm chilling. It's enough to do but traveling and events and shit.
But I think, because we need you to land your plane on this one. But it's just, we in a weird situation. The two most offensive things you can do to like a woman of color as a man is work overtime and take a nap.
You
ever notice when men take naps, no other men bother them. But when you're taking a nap, I'm not saying you specifically, or you, a woman's waking you up, Well, your kids are waking you
Somebody's
up.
waking you up.
But your kids ain't waking you up because they want to wake you up. They've been conditioned to wake you up.
Yeah, where's daddy?
Yo,
If daddy
that's
sleep,
wild.
if daddy
'Cause
sleep,
today a similar situation occurred.
Yeah, I know. It's offensive for a man to take a nap.
and then to land the plane,
Lazy.
it's offensive for a man to say I'm tired. How about that?
Oh,
How about that? But I'm gonna land the plane.
I like this, goddamn. I ain't expect this to happen, but I love this.
Are we gonna land the plane, right?
Yes.
Because I told Heineken, I said, yo, women is getting it off. The last 5 years, they've been getting off. Last 7,
Crazy.
8 years, they've been getting off.
Yeah, man.
Since the Me Too movement, they've been popping off with the
Getting the
mouth,
money.
with the money. I'm throwing charges on you from 30 years ago. They've been getting it off. I said, Hein, how long you think these men gonna let this get off? How long do you think that the men, I said the women are abusing the power. The reason why they got the power is because they act like we was abusing it. So they said,
Word.
give it to them. They abused it worse. And they told you suck their dick, kicked you out. You know what I'm saying? They really abused it. My father hates the president we have right now, right? Because I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Right. Election interference.
Yeah. So he can't stand that man.
Yeah.
When the black woman lost and all the black women was going crazy, like only 78% of the black men
Showed up to vote.
and did all this type of stuff. And I'm like, what else do they want from us? Because Hein makes a big point. So the 22% is gonna vote with Trump because y'all gold diggers and y'all want money from us and he's the money man. So they're thinking past what your mouth and what your heart is saying because your heart is saying one thing, but when they don't got that guap, you're gonna have a problem. So I'm gonna vote with this dude. And then my father's from Belvedere, North Carolina. There's still dirt roads and ditches there. Let's not get it fucked up.
they got Wi-Fi.
They
right
have
in there.
Wi-Fi. You go there, your phone is yapped right now. You can't do nothing. I said to my father, I said, can you imagine how these bras would be if she won?
Oh,
Yeah.
No
Can you imagine if that woman became president? Can you imagine what we would be dealing with as a male race in the United States? We would be under real fire, bro. And that's real. And I'm gonna say this last thing. So when I told Hein that they was gonna get back at him, you know who's been losing the jobs rapidly the last 2 months, right? 100,000
Black women.
black
I don't know if you know that.
Boy.
Over 120,000
1,000
have lost their jobs.
in 2 months.
Is this a government job?
It's
situation?
everywhere,
Everything.
bro.
Well,
Because you know why?
It's time.
You got fly.
Yeah.
You got fly. That's what we all do.
Yeah.
As
Man,
men,
we
we
distribute discipline.
This is what the black race
Right.
doesn't understand. Because we don't stick together, I can get you. Puffy's in jail. Yo, why? Because he's fly.
Yeah.
You know what you know what people really realize right now? How many people really hated him over that money.
Yeah.
That guapolini he was walking around with. People could. That's the hate. This black dude, y'all niggas was slaves. How you walking around with $1 billion and you going crazy? You messing with white women, Turkish, black. You doing whatever when you putting your bitches on payroll. What? We go. He's out of control.
The fact that you have women crying that they weren't a part of the freak offs, it tells you where we are.
Here's the wildest
What's
part
that?
about the freak off, right? And this is just being honest, because I'm gonna be honest. Fuck the let's give them the yellow dollar sign on this shit.
man.
Fuck them, right? Because a conversation this dope is worth it.
Yeah.
We see Jane Doe.
I knew he was gonna say that. And
Right.
he's still paying the rent.
Like I'm sitting here, my neighbor is telling me about the case because I don't want to listen to the fucking case. He's like, oh, it's crazy what he did to her. The whole time I'm sitting there, I'm trying to like overtalk him, but I don't want to argue about it. I'm like, is it crazy? Because all I'm hearing at the end of the day with every scenario
Sex.
is like they want more. If somebody wants more and they're asking you for more, as men, we're like, yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying? If you're sitting there like, hey, we could do that again, in what fucking world are we gonna sit there and be like, no?
And they,
You know what I'm saying?
And these women look like candy, okay?
Yeah.
Like you
They look like candy.
So they go more. Now she's got side quests of it. Like you got your own, you took the franchise elsewhere.
Franchise.
You know what I mean? You're creating your own freak offs and getting your rent paid. But I think I think
I've never seen. Yo, I gotta jump in. Pause.
Yeah, go.
I've never seen a trial where you're testifying against the motherfucker who pays your bills.
To this day.
Let that man out. This is the most ridiculous thing. I'm testifying and he's still paying the bill.
Yeah.
He's still like,
In real time.
Who's paying your attorney?
Him.
Yeah.
Oh, the dude that you're testifying against, he pays all my bills.
So the Rico money is funding her lifestyle.
I love him. Yeah. Tell me, this is the best part about this shit, though.
Your life is beautiful.
She got mad when he didn't put her in the freak offs. Then when she says, this is why you gotta let this man out. You gotta let this man out of jail. She says to the dude, she don't want to freak off. He says, okay, let's go out for dinner. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
She said, I don't want to do the freak off. He said, all right, well, if you don't want to freak off, well, let's just, I'm going to take you to dinner.
Yeah, all these see, it is cool for us men. It should be cool for us men to sit there and call it out.
That's not forcing anybody. What I'm talking about is they're trying to depict him as this thing, all right? Yeah. If I know this bitch is testifying against me and I still got $400 million, he's lost $600 million since he's been in jail, all right? And he's still paying her bill. Let that man out. How you testifying against a man?
My neighbor argued with me this whole shit, right? The whole thing, every day.
Is he white or black?
We sit down, we smoke weed. He's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
We're smoking weed. He's arguing with me the whole thing. And the one day he just sends me a text message in the morning. He's like, damn. He's paying her rent. I said, I didn't even know what he was talking about. I was like, who's paying whose rent?
Got him.
You know what I mean? I'm like, who's paying whose rent?
What you gonna say,
he's
bro?
Like, he could go home.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like we should have known that off the jump.
But is she playing that like he did me so dirty and that's why
she did not want to take this is the prosecution.
He's been paying her rent since when?
Forever it seemed like he gets the bitch. Yo, listen. Listen. Puppy, before he got locked up, he did a radio show with Clue, right? We all in the room laughing, and Clue making a joke about the Birkins and the cars. He said, "What the fuck are you talking about? Every bitch know that's part of the equipment. You fuck with me, you get a car, you get Birkins, you get everything when you fuck with P-Diddy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? All of y'all are there for the money.
Yeah. Without him, they got to do the OnlyFans and have like multiple participants. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you got to switch your participants every week.
Getting a piece of that money he's giving you.
Yeah.
You working, you out there slutting yourself out for 10% of what Puff Daddy's giving you. What?
Making the fans.
9 times out of 10, they're in the same city watching him roll by in his bike. You know what I mean?
It's really, and the other sad part about the Puffy thing is, with black people, you can just say one bad thing about a black person, everybody just gonna rally behind it. He did it. I remember when they were saying the thing about Jay-Z, me and this dude was in Sweet Chick, and a girl said, I know Jay-Z did it. I was like,
you know.
And we're talking about, and guess what she says? I've always been a Jay-Z fan. I love Jay-Z.
Legitimately, too. She wasn't capping.
Yo, but she said everybody know Jay did it. I said, who is everybody? Right. Tell me.
And how do you know?
Do you know these people? Who is everybody? But it's easy. Yo, bro, it's so easy to throw a lie on somebody.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays, it's so easy. Just throw a lie on them, and then once you get upset enough, you got to prove yourself. Or once you don't speak out, then you got the knuckleheads doing a whole make-believe video like they knew your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then that's going viral. And then the thing about the going viral in a negative way, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother him. You know who it bothers? It bothers our family.
Word.
So they be like, my cousin isn't like that. Like he doesn't. My cousin would never say or do the stuff. They're the ones that get hurt. And that's why you have to then respond so your family and friends don't look crazy because we got into stuff. My man was whooped the nigga out because of me. dragged him across the street and called me at 4 a.m. Like, yo, it might be some beef because he was talking about you, you know what I'm saying, in the wrong way. And I told him, don't say your name. And I dragged him. And I had to tell him, I said, yo, bro, a lot of people going to talk about me.
Facts.
Let it go.
The only thing that bothers me is my bad. The only thing that bothers me is that people might hear the rumor, they don't catch the correction. So somebody might issue something.
They catch the correction.
No,
they don't care about it.
No. The algorithm won't feed the correction as much as it will the first.
Let me explain something to you. There's been a lot of corrections about us, but for some strange reason, they're like, it's not true and it's not real. I know it hurts you. I know it hurts your mother. I know it hurts your girl's pussy, but it's the real deal. When they see that plaque right there behind you, that plaque that says Dan, it hurts them. Because they can't get it. They catch the correction. And I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah. I would have agreed with you 3 years ago. But seeing how these people are, they're like, oh, but still, I believe that other side. I believe the story.
Math Hoffa lied on us for 2.5 years. Everybody knew it after a while. Everybody after a while. Oh, this story contradicted this story. Oh,
real evidence.
We went back in the records and saw Bag Fuel was out before then, and y'all had a girl in the show. Oh, y'all really was doing this already. But then you go on a major platform like Earn Your Leisure, and they let him go tell the whole lie all over again.
But here's the thing: people thought that. When Esso went off on that was a clout move. That was a business move. Because behind the scenes, a lot of our deals have been wrecked.
Enough was enough.
So now, when you understand what Earn Your Leisure has with InvestFest, you have Steve Harvey coming there.
They have a lot going on.
You have 50 Cent come in there. You have Damon John come there. And then when Math is talking about his business not working and you use our photos as a representation of bad business, you could have used anybody else's pictures. You see, people don't look at it.
So now we slandering names.
No, it's a business thing. So Esso's like, I'm going to retaliate with the same level of fervor to balance it out in case when we have to send our lawyers, they're like, hey, we heard this and this has happened in meetings with us.
But I'll be honest, I don't be thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about how they just pissed me off.
Still,
so that's it. So there is no it's not calculated. It's just like.
But people think it's like some feeling, emotion shit.
But then he doesn't see. This is the thing about me not being a content nigga. He never told me that. When he said, "Oh, people thought it was some clout shit," because I would be like, "Clout." Like if you ever watched anything that I ever did, I don't give a. I'm not a clout nigga.
Yeah.
I don't care about none of that. Like, I'm not a clout person, but so somebody saying that.
You said he spoke on it for like 2 years or so, and then landed on it, Earn Your Leisure. Was that the progression? Like, he kind of spoke on it. What was y'all point in those 2 years? Did you just leave it alone and not speak on it? Let the lies be told?
No. Yeah.
But why?
A couple of reasons.
Is it let me not look silly trying to defend myself, and now I don't.
So as a businessman, the way I would look at that is y'all got a mission, shit that you're trying to get accomplished, and when you know personally that a motherfucker's full of shit, sometimes we just let him pile the shit out. You know what I mean? Go ahead and pile your shit out until I'm ready to talk.
Danza, I'm gonna be honest with you, like. There is no, my shit not calculated like that. I'm just, I do everything from the heart. Everything is spontaneous, just like when we come and we talk on this show.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking about none of that. I just knew that we were being lied on. And coming from the music business, I saw that keeping your mouth closed a lot is what gets you further. Things nowadays, they die fast. It seems big, but they die really fast. You know what I'm saying? So my thing to them was, yo, let's just let him keep talking because he's going to keep promoting us. Let him keep promoting us. Don't say his name. I will argue with them. Do not say his name for many shows for over a year. For over a year and change. If people wanted me to be on their show and they would ask me, I'd be like, I'm not talking about it. I don't even talk about. I don't talk about them. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
You don't think that maybe caused it to boil up like a time bomb? Like, man, I've been...
Nah, if we would have talked, it would have been worse, bro.
I see.
Bro.
So Heineken, you were on Math's show first, right? But you were there. You were present.
He was there for the first, first
and the
appearance.
ultimate objective of you two being there was for Bag Fuel.
Nah.
No?
Nah. No, hell no. I did relationship shows.
He was on 8 at the table.
So he would come with me. We're a team.
Yep.
So he would just come with me. So when I came with him to the show, we always said this. I was like, I just came to support him.
That's it.
That's my man.
Just love.
But okay, so let me reword it in a sense. You already had what you guys had prior to Math.
Yeah.
It wasn't Math or putting you on and then giving you an opportunity putting you on. You already had what you two had prior.
We had what we had, but the synergy of the Math show is picking up, right?
Yeah.
Then we come in with our resumes and our experience, and that's the big explosion. So we can't deny the fact that we were doing 40 million views a month, and we were there for close to a year. So we were seen by a minimum of 1 billion people. We can't deny how it helped catapult us.
Yeah. Right.
But the reason it helped catapult us, because we delivered.
You contributed.
No, we delivered.
Right.
Niggas wasn't just getting 4 rebounds. you understand? Niggas wasn't just getting 40
Niggas was
points.
chopping
It wasn't pure
30-point
luck.
triple doubles, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
Because if that was the case, we would have been replaced. Our impact would have been replaced a long time ago.
Yeah.
And that
All people got to do is watch.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Hello.
That's it. That's all. You don't have to even. You don't have to look. Do nothing. We're still here. Even if his show was still around, great. We're still here.
Independent, baby.
You know what one of the dopest shows we've done several
What's up?
times was Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo.
Yeah.
You know, two motherfuckers that don't agree with each other about anything.
Never.
Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo. Like we went out to Shreveport, Louisiana with them,
Yup.
and it was just like they can't agree on shit. Like Master P walks out, Uncle Murda steps back. It's, you know what I mean? We're filming the whole thing. It's like a day in the life shit, right? And as soon as Uncle Murda pops back out, he said, "You see, you was talking all that shit. Now you had to hit when Master P walked. You had to hide when Master P walked out."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I don't need to fucking hide. His cereal still tastes like shit." You know what I mean? he's like, I just don't want to talk to him. He's like, no, see, that's why we can't have a podcast together, because you be talking shit about everybody in your wrap up. Don't let him do another wrap up.
Yeah.
That's why he can't do wrap ups, because he's always dissing people, and he knows. And I'm like, so what do you think about the cereal? To Yayo, and he's like, I mean, it's and I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah. Uncle Murda's like, yeah, because it tastes like shit. So that energy that y'all two bring with the disagreeing with each other, that shit is electric. But also, we could also admit that if I'm sitting there saying that today, that's also something that catapults a show. When people are able to see two people go back and forth, but still have love for one another, but still speak on that real shit, that catapults a show. So I could sit there and say, Cato doesn't mean nothing, or Orlando doesn't mean nothing, right? As a business, we always know what the show actually does ourselves. What the people on the outside are thinking, that's the commenters. They're just sitting there saying shit that they don't even observe or understand.
He said this a long time ago on a relationship show. What about sexual chemistry, right? And I'm going to circle this back. That's very important for the foundation of a relationship. When it comes to our people and our culture, the only chemistry we respect is sexual chemistry. We don't respect business chemistry. We don't respect friendship chemistry. Meaning, oh, I can replace Cato and put another person in there. No, you can't. If you're going to do that, you got to get somebody. If he's hitting 10 home runs, you need somebody that's hitting 40 home runs. I can replace Orlando. I've seen that so many times in business. Oh, I'm just going to put another motherfucker in there. What about the bond you've built, the chemistry, the fluidity, the understanding?
Synergy,
You know, like there's a certain understanding we have with each other that works. That's why it translates well on camera. And that's been the biggest mistake with a lot of people in this black culture. We think everything's replaceable.
Yeah.
I think people be trying too hard.
Meaning, we'll go
They
first.
just trying to go viral. They're trying to be salacious with their commentary. They're trying to look different.
You know what that is called? That's called trying to hit home runs.
Yeah, I mean that's what.
Yeah, but you lose a certain amount of authenticity if you do that too much, and then it's not real no more. Now we watching cartoons.
None of it's real. None of these people.
But y'all shit is real, right?
Yeah,
you would argue that.
But when I say none, I always gotta say this on camera. I deal with the majority, right? So if it's 10 of us in this room and one of them is real, these niggas ain't real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not pointing out the one nigga that's real. These niggas ain't real. So because it's 5 of us in this, like, I don't do people's platforms. I don't do people's platforms for free. I don't rock with it. I don't want nobody asking me questions to build somebody else up or make me look bad. I don't rock with that type of stuff. Right. But for certain people's projects and their platforms, we will go do their platform.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Because it's not about the bullshit. If I even thought it's gonna be, I'll be like, Han, I'm not doing the I don't do the controversy. Everybody thinks we do because we just tell truth, and truth now is controversial.
You said that.
Truth is controversial. I said that from the beginning. Truth is the controversy right now. Yo, I don't like your white shirt. That shit is trash. This nigga's a hater. This nigga, no, he don't know what it's trash. Yeah. What if it's just trash? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You a hater. No, it's trash.
Yeah, but you ain't have to do.
You ain't have to say, yes, I did, because you walk around like this is the shit. It's not the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I'm the bad guy.
Babe, give me another shirt.
Yo, my man is outside. Can is it possible for him to come inside?
But you know that's just
put the camera on him right there. Boom, go. Put it on both of them right there. Yeah, there you go.
He's right outside. He can come in.
Yeah, but you know, like people.
Tell him to come to the side gate.
Back to what Kato was saying.
Side gate.
People don't.
You can walk out of grave.
Yeah, people don't see the truth. They do, man. But sometimes it's just like you're either a Michael Jordan fan, a Kobe fan, a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
And if you're one of those three, the other two fall by the wayside. So I used to always say, because I rock with LeBron, I said, the only way LeBron will ever get respect, he has to be in a Game 7 of the NBA Finals. It has to be on the road, and he has to hit a turnaround half-court three-pointer to win the game.
He gotta be the one.
We can give him respect.
No, stop with the LeBron talk.
No, what I'm saying is, from a fan perspective, whereas LeBron fans are going to be like, well, Jordan played in an era where it wasn't a lot of good teams. Kobe had Shaq. You know, people, when they rock with a certain perspective, they're going to the grave with it.
They pick and choose, like you said.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, LeBron had a lot of all-stars he played with, though. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course.
He played with all of them.
We don't deny that.
I'm a type of person like this. I'm honest to what I feel is honest, to what I view. You know what I mean? I think that because of the time we are in today, LeBron's busting everybody's ass. He's bigger, faster, stronger. But if you let Michael Jordan be born at the same time and let him get the same advantages, then he might be busting his ass.
Rick Barry just said that.
You know what I'm saying?
The cryo prison and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know
Like, bro, that shit
all
works.
that technology. Can you imagine Mike with the technology, with the things to beat out your fucking
He'd be
Charlie
40 years old cooking them too, because he was cooking them at 40.
No, of
you know
course.
what I'm saying?
He was kind of stale at 40 though. Yeah, he wasn't cooking. He was kind of stale at 40.
It was good.
Mike in Washington was stale at 40.
Oh yeah, I hated Washington.
His bones wasn't his bones. I hated the moves in Washington.
Me too. I did it right.
It wasn't him.
Like Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, right? I didn't want to watch it. You know what I mean? I wanted to watch it to watch it just because it's like it's Mike. But I more watched it in like embarrassment. We were getting off the plane for a minute. They stopped it dead ass. We got back to Buffalo, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The plane didn't they were like there's no gate for it. The staff isn't there.
we at the gate.
Yo,
I know what's going on.
The plane never got to the gate till the fight was over.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're watching the fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? All of us watched the fight. Us old heads, we watched the fight, hoping that Tyson did something. But when I see Tyson biting his glove, I felt old.
You know what it was?
You know what I mean? I was hurt.
Tyson didn't even try to hurt that boy.
Yeah.
That was the fix was in for 20
Yeah.
It was all.
I tell you what, though, we couldn't ever possibly believe anything other than that because that's one of our heroes.
I mean,
He didn't even try to hit him. You saw Jake Paul be like, yo, chill, bro.
So y'all into boxing?
What a little bit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so
Look at all the boxing gloves.
so
right
let
here.
me show you something, right?
Look at them
We had
boxing.
interviewed Lamont Roach
Fire.
before the tank fight.
Before
We did
that-
too. We did too.
Yeah, see? So now we talking to him, you know, we building a rapport. And Esso was like, I think he gonna beat him. Everybody's like, all right. So we went to a couple of boxing events and people are asking our predictions. They're calling us all types of fuckboys, cowards,
Casuals.
everything, right? No. So now we go to the fight at the Barclays, right? We're sitting next to all these writers, all these boxing aficionados. Esso says, yeah, I got Lamont. They're all like, nigga.
Niggas from DC where he's from was like, yo, OG, I know you.
Yeah.
Do you really think Lamont, I'm from DC, do you really think Lamont's gonna win? I said, yeah. I said, because Lamont's bigger. Lamont could take a punch. He fought him twice already.
He's familiar with
not
him.
He
scared.
should have won
already.
one of them.
He's not scared.
Yeah,
He should have
he
won the
did
second
one
one.
of it. Yeah.
that
He
was
should
it
have won the
for me.
second one.
Yeah.
And
That's what it
he's
was.
not afraid. Nigga, if I grow up fighting you all the time, I don't give a fuck how many muscles you got. I'm
Yeah.
gonna jab you to death, nigga.
Facts.
Bro.
I'm
And
gonna jab you to
I
death.
lost money on that bet. I feel like Vegas owes me too because Lamont Roach won that fight.
Yeah,
Vegas
We know
was
that.
scared
But,
to say
so
it.
as we're in the Barclays, right? And the fight is going. First
quiet,
round,
yo, it's
we like
quiet.
it's quiet. TV made it sound like it was really a.
It was
So
Jerry's
as
mouth's quiet.
the fifth round is popping off, and so it's like, sixth round.
he ain't turning up yet.
No, sixth round hits. Right?
Because they told me 6 rounds, he's out. He's out. It's a
Yeah.
So
That's the
he's
number.
like, make him a believer, Lamont. The whole stadium looks
The whole stadium.
as the rounds are going now.
Because you can hear my
He's-
voice like pinging off the walls or something.
He starts lighting his weed up.
Yeah.
And he's barking on everybody.
He hit it. Let's
Lamont
go.
turns and looks. He's like, all right, boom. To the point now, all the drug dealers and their girls are coming to us now.
Backing me. The bitches, bitches is in backing me. It's round 10 now. And everybody's like, oh, it looks like he's with the winning team. Let me go. He's with the winning team.
I heard him earlier, bro. He on it. He knows something.
You should have just seen it. And it goes back to the point of, you know.
That's what I love about New York. You know what I'm saying? It's different out there.
Yeah.
But that favoritism, especially popularity, it's tough to fight that, man. People want to believe the bigger brand, the
Yes.
popular name.
I think everybody in that stadium, because y'all are in the stadium. I'm universally criticized. Every boxer we interview now, automatic. Danza's a casual. Because
Really?
I picked Lamont Roach over Javante.
See, I didn't get that. They gave me props. Them niggas want to get me on their shows and all that. They gave us props.
He called it early.
Yo, they gave us props, boy. And when he went down on the one knee, the only person you heard in there was me, bro.
Yeah.
When he took the knee, I'm like, yo, that's a point.
might have ripped my
Your
shirt
man is
off.
cheating, my man, you're crazy.
Yo, Danza. Kato, you should have seen
my shit.
the drug dealers put their weed down.
I was
People
going
stopped
nuts.
smoking. They're like,
Everybody was looking at me because they couldn't. They was like, when is he gonna shut up? And I was looking at everybody.
every round they kept getting belligerent.
I was louder.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like
Every
getting
round
righter
it
and
came
righter.
around. And this is how I knew it was serious. Because I said, Hein, when they hit the 12th round, I said, we gonna watch it from downstairs. Because we
Going
getting out of
down
here.
there.
We getting out of here.
Words.
When he win, we out. Right?
Yeah.
When we went downstairs, why the bitches follow us now?
Yeah, right. They know something. Follow
Yo, they
them.
followed
Follow
us
them.
right down.
Follow
A
the money.
trail of them followed us downstairs.
They
I
went
turned
Lamont.
around and they was in back of us, bro.
Calm.
And I was like, oh, Lamont became a star today.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
What you got on your mind, man? I see you looking at your notes.
Nah,
Let's talk.
I don't have much on my mind except for the thought of I felt like I was the only one at that time that was
You might have been
right.
It was
because
It
we
was a
did
small
so
group
we
of
did the
people.
interview
'Cause-
with Lamont Roach like 2 months prior, but we released it probably about like 3 weeks prior to his fight, right?
That's smart.
And I'm listening to him talk, and I'm like, he kept saying that one phrase. They know. They know. He kept saying that to me, and I'm like, my boy asked me Nova because we flew out to we flew out to the or actually we drove out because he wasn't too far away. He was training over here in Plant City, Florida, and we pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Cameras, all that shit. He's training, And he kept saying, they know. So my boy asked me like 2 months later, yo, the fight's tonight, who's winning? I said, I mean, it's hard to bet against Tank.
Your Tank is that dude.
It's tough because you feel like...
Definitely that dude.
And I've asked every boxer after, Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Rolly Romero, I asked them all after. You got to beat the champ to be the champ. Is it fair? Right? Is it really fair? Because a person will put their whole fucking life on the line to keep that undefeated record. They go on there, they whoop somebody's ass, or they marginally beat them. But you could give them the one and ruin their career because that one or that tie. Lamont Roach said something that was so real.
What's up?
Right? And I'm pretty sure he probably said it to y'all. Like, if I come out victorious in this fight, it changes my life forever.
Yeah, he said something to that
Right?
effect, which is
But
true.
the tie kind of gives it a question mark.
No, it
I don't think it should have been a tie.
It's
At the end of the day, it
business,
should
though,
have been.
Danza.
Yeah.
If Lamont wins, right, does his name become that big enough immediate? You understand?
It's an upset.
It's an upset,
But
Yeah.
we want a trilogy.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
You want Rocky 1, 2, and 3 off.
So let me ask y'all this. Did
Tank's
Lamont
name
win?
is powerful.
Did Lamont win?
Yeah, he
Yes.
won. Come on, bro.
We watch boxing.
Bro. 5 low blows, no points taken away. And he hit him. You can't take a knee. A knee is a knockdown.
Yeah.
No
That's
matter
a
how
point.
you flip it, a knee
It's
needs
a
to be-
knockdown.
The knee is a knockdown.
All right.
Huh?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I'm working out today, dead ass, real shit.
No,
I'm working out today. I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
And my boy, who's a trainer, has got me doing all these crazy ass motherfucking workouts. Doing these workouts, I'm sweating like a motherfucker, bro. Dead ass.
Yeah.
I start burning. Swear to God, in my mind, I was
You think
like,
about what Tank was going to do?
Nah, in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna drop the weight for a second. But a part of me said, I ain't trying to do this fucking workout, first off. Like, you got me lifting fucking 30 pounds, doing this shit. 17 straight sets. I'm tired anyway, so whatever just the lotion got in my eye right now, I'm putting the weights down anyway.
That's the super.
What's up, Mike?
He heard boxing. He got the Captain America
Go back in
shit.
there. Okay.
Spider-Man.
Baby, go back in there, okay? I love you. Baby, you got him?
You know why they came through, right?
Watch the
I
channel.
don't know, baby.
They thought you was taking a nap.
Somebody nap it in.
Wait, Bobby, go back. Hold on. All right, hold on.
This kid's a superstar, man.
Enjoy.
Hell yeah.
Eating food.
You're eating food?
Yes.
Okay.
Eating mountain.
Yeah,
Jamie was
That's the
good.
man right there.
Working, man.
chilling, man.
Working, man.
Yeah, already. That's the resident. That's the resident connect.
Huh?
That's the local connect. That's the
Nah, it's my man. He work with
Local man.
FIBA.
That might have been
Okay.
the illest fucking,
Cameo.
like the cash that he just made.
what?
He's like, you know why? 'Cause he's taking
Oh,
a nap.
thought you were napping.
Taking a nap.
Yeah,
Facts. That's
Somebody
one of the-
nap it in.
yeah. But it's a business, man. You gotta still if Tank takes too much of an L, do people now want to see the fight the same way?
Stop
Does
that money
the
train.
draws the same way? Everything's a business. Names matter, attraction matters.
You know why? You know why it's a draw? Because no matter what happens on the next fight, we still gonna get a third.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's what
No matter
I'm
what
saying.
happens.
But here goes right.
What's up?
Let's bring it all together. Y'all got a podcast. We got a podcast.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't battle rap for 20 years and punch somebody on stage. We didn't fucking ride a BMX bike or fucking
skateboard.
do a rap album. You know what I mean? Like,
Deal with this.
yeah, we ain't do that shit. But we bust our ass every motherfucking day. We get some of the dopest goddamn interviews. We have great conversation.
Yeah.
But they're saying, you know what? Y'all are tied this week. Yeah, your podcast, YouTube, let's not push
course.
their shit out there that much. Because we see, you know what I mean? Like, you look at the YouTube studio, recommendations. Y'all don't think the recommendations are a little bit higher because, he made a big rap album before. So let's get his recommendations a little bit out there. So we work just as hard, if not harder.
But
We have greater conversations.
Yeah.
Because we actually, we give a fuck. We ain't doing it just to be like, let's
clickbait.
go chase clout every time and hope for the viral moment and shit like that. Y'all want to have dope ass moments.
Here's what you got to look at it as a YouTube episode, right? A YouTube episode is like singles.
Absolutely.
So if you have a certain gentleman, he's the 17th single on a double disc. Whereas y'all joint that you had with Brittany Renner, that's the third one. That's the third song.
Disc one.
You know, the joint you have with Whack 100 in Charleston, that's either 2 or 4.
Yep.
You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
You understand that? That's just what it is. Oh, we're going to press play on this. This is one of our favorite songs.
Yeah.
That's just what it is in life, man. Certain things, certain magnetism is going to draw people for what it is.
A-side, B-side.
Yeah.
But how do y'all market and promote y'all show? Because that's the thing that I've been trying to figure out. That can't nobody tell me, because how do you get popular more? For real.
I think for me, the way it's operated, because I've been a businessman my entire life. A majority of my life really has been business. If you two have a better understanding than they do, right, of how this shit works.
Yeah.
There's probably more money spent than brought in. Right, in the time frame, because YouTube doesn't pay you that much as people think they do. You know what I mean? You got to build something to become something. You know what I mean? So I'm perfectly comfortable in knowing that it's going to take an extended period of time in order for me to see the money that I want to see. So if I want to build something that makes me $83,300 a month to make me that $1 million a year, you know what I mean? 83.3. Like if I want to get that 83.3, I'm probably gonna just have to keep working and keep hustling to do that. I don't want to rely on this person saying, "Hey, here's the money," unless it's real, unless it makes sense to that number that I've been thinking about the entire time. Because how do we market ourselves and keep going? I was talking to a pretty popular rapper, but somebody that's not in the headlines every day the other day. It was a couple days ago. And I was telling him the same shit. Like, if you ain't going out there and intending to be viral, that you have something here that matters more to you, or up here. Like being real and being authentic. And being real and being authentic doesn't get you paid all the time.
But how about, let me ask y'all, or make a serious statement in this circle. All I make my money off of is Bag Fuel. I don't have any other businesses no more. I'm not managing no artists.
Yeah.
I do bookings for Clue, so I do get money for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my man.
Right.
So, but that's not even like a whole lot of money. Not that he's not getting bookings. When you do bookings, you get like 10%. It's easy. Oh, they want to book me. It's 7,000 bookings. You know what I'm saying? Cool, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna turn that $700 down for a 30-minute, for a 5 or 10-minute phone call. Of course not. But a lot of people are making their money, and this is a supplemental income, right? Yeah. I don't think that, and I'm not counting nobody's dollars, I don't think that this house that you have and all the stuff that you're doing, you're paying for it off of YouTube.
Hell no.
So this is my point. Everything that I do is off of my YouTube. Everything is funneled through that way. So I get paid on my YouTube, my popularity, I host a lot of shit. People do promo runs. You know, I'm doing speaking engagement at colleges and stuff like that now, which is fast forward, which is the other reason why I had to say something about the Earn Your Leisure shit, because I'm speaking at fucking Columbia University.
Yeah, we talking about money.
Columbia University, if they see that, that's not the man that they given $10,000 to speak for 15 minutes. Right. They might question me.
Just off that.
Just off that.
Yeah.
Not because of him, because of Earn Your Leisure. Right. And how people look at them with Rock Nation, and they look at them as a staple with finance. Even the people who do or don't like them, they know who they are. Right. So them depicting me in depicting us in such of a negative way, I can't let that keep going. Yeah. See, before when I kept my mouth closed, it wasn't all this other stuff attached to it.
I see.
We had to stay low and keep firing. Why? Because the person was way more popular than us and had everybody believe it. Yo, bro, we would go indoors and people would be acting like funny.
We had to
Don't look him in the eye.
I want to give Cormega the credit. He was the first dude to step out.
Yeah.
He had found out the truth, and he said, "I'm gonna stand next to y'all."
He
And
did.
because of his
Street credibility,
his rapping, lyricism, a lot of dudes were like, "We can't question a guy of that cloth." Now we have to look.
Yeah.
Why is he standing next to them?
Yeah.
We're missing something. And then it started compiling. It took a while.
He was the first one. I'm not
He's
gonna
the
lie.
first dude.
He's not gonna block. And people didn't understand. People was like, "Oh, so what?" Cormega. I was like, "Nah. First of all, I'm from Queens.
Yeah.
He's a street nigga, and people respect him. He's somebody who don't talk to nobody. That's what we keyed on. I want to talk to people who don't talk to nobody.
And then another person that sat there and gave us love,
Who?
Gene Nelson, Kanye's manager.
Gene Nelson.
He said, "I watched some of y'all videos, and even though y'all had a gripe, you still gave people credit that y'all don't work with." He's like, that showed me something.
And I saw them not
character.
give y'all credit.
Right.
To us, it's like the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
That's just like there is no other thing besides that. The truth is the truth. So anybody, like, people would fucking book me and pay me and try to tear me up. Like this young boy tried to tear me up talking about Math Hoffa.
No.
Really?
No. The dancer
Invited
came
you to the platform.
No,
and
what
like-
happened, right? He showed this young dude some love
love,
and grace,
yeah.
right? He said, "I'm not going to charge you. I'll come do your platform. You're up and coming."
Is it a podcast? Or
Yeah,
like
it's a
street
podcast. He's
interview?
very popular,
Okay.
but he does a lot of drama.
I didn't know this. Remember, I don't do
Yeah,
content.
listen
You gotta
to this.
remember.
Because these guys,
So now,
boy.
his area, there's no parking. And even if you want a parking garage, there is no parking garage. So we're literally both driving around.
I'm driving a 750 Beamer, big ass shit.
And I got a big Bentley driving around.
Yes, trying to park.
So now we finally find parking after an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yes.
The dude sits down, and this is all on camera. His girlfriend is right there.
Tore his ass up.
No. You got to tell it the right way. So he's like,
I like that.
so
dog.
we're gonna jump ahead. He's trying to insinuate that, you know, we take money and our business acumen is very shady. Esso says, "I don't even know you from a hole in the wall. I did your interview for free. And I drove around here for 1 hour looking for parking. Is that the character
Just
makeup?"
because you're a young black man.
Yeah.
Just because you're a young
He
black
said,
man.
"Is that the character makeup of somebody that takes money?"
Got it.
And I saw his girlfriend
Got him.
put her hands over her face, and I said he lost her.
Then and then Kato, I proceeded to tear his ass up for the rest of the show. I said, "You mad, huh?" I said, "You mad to find out that I'm the realest nigga, and the nigga you've been following is the fakest nigga. You upset
Because how you got the nerve to check me, though, like that?
Yeah, 'cause
he's a
Like,
fan.
Come on, bro.
because he's a fan."
But did he turn because it took an hour to park, or that's what he invited you up
No,
there to do?
he's not even putting two and two together.
He didn't even realize that.
Oh, I see.
So when he's saying that, his girl, every time Esso hits him with an uppercut, his girl
girl-
puts his head down.
His
I
girl
said,
is like-
"Oh, she's for the streets now."
If I was watching me, if I
this
was
nigga.
niggas, I would say, "Don't fuck with him. Just let him go.
Look at you, man. Look at him.
Yo, just let him go. Just let the big mouth
You turned
nigga
this
go."
girl to Daphne Joy that
Yeah,
day.
that,
You're good.
That's nap number 3.
For the complying.
You paying that stipend? Yo, imagine your side chick afraid to testify, but she gonna go to jail. And the nigga's like, "I'll still pay your rent." Yo, puppy nigga, a real nigga, yo.
You gotta leave this puppy nigga alone. When fucking Cassie came out, he hit her with his heart like, love you.
Like, you remember, bitch.
Yo, how you gonna hit her with the heart like, love you, boo?
Yo,
Come
but you
on.
know what they say, man? If you're a toxic nigga, you always have a long-lasting relationship.
All I gotta say to Cassie would be that at the end of the day was the FaceTime. That's all I'm gonna talk about.
But women know who they can do that with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
The FaceTime.
Oh, when she was fucking Puff and she FaceTime her husband.
That wasn't her husband yet, though.
It don't matter if it was a husband yet or not.
That's still wild activity.
Wait, well, let me ask you this question.
It's not wild. I told her to go on.
I got nervous.
We was like,
No, don't get nervous. I'm the same nigga. I'm just stating the facts. All I'm just saying is that was it. Puppies in the freaky shit. Let him watch me bust you down.
Let's act it.
But I ask it just like this then.
What's
Would
up?
you wife it up after that?
What, after
Cassie?
she let me watch?
You call a joint. She said
If she got 30 million?
Oh yeah, she get.
We always gonna have plans to get that money. Hey, yo, boo. We always got plans. That's how he think. I always got plans.
Remember, he's white.
to get the money.
So the objective is a little different.
It's different. He's over there.
He's like, oh, my girl got splashed by 100 dudes, and I can still get 15 million.
Yeah.
The pee in the mouth.
Yeah,
is wild,
word. Yeah.
The catching in the mouth is that I've done some freak shit. I done pissed on some bitches before, but not in the mouth. I done threw them in the tub, pissed on the bitch. You know, you get the cover for the bed when the shit fall off. I done pissed on a couple bitches, but I ain't never pissed in their mouth.
Crime scene.
Yeah, crime scene shit. Like, oh, you I done pissed in their mouth.
That's why he got the beard, yo.
That piss in the mouth is a little wild. I'm like, I'm not letting nobody piss in my pretty bitch mouth like that.
Yo, but here's the wild shit, right? Because as much as like us as men, right, we'll defend men all day. Like we try to.
No, he defends women though. I'll give him credit.
But let's say if we feel like our men are justified, like if we feel like one of our boys are justified or somebody in the industry is justified at a certain point, we defend. And then you hear a certain story, and then they're like, "Well, he rubbed the cum on his nipples." Immediately, like, cause I'm sitting there, I'm arguing with the neighbor.
He's freak nasty.
I'm arguing with the neighbor.
He's a freak nasty nigga.
But I'm arguing with the neighbor. As soon as he says that, I'm like, I'm gonna back out of that one.
No, you can't win that.
This is one I want to hear.
Yo, listen,
You won.
nasty,
You won here. Yeah.
That's like when Rick Carlisle took all the starters out. Sometimes you just be like, all right, take the kneel down. The game is over.
Yeah.
Listen, he's doing.
That's what Gervonta Davis did.
This is the music business, though, y'all. All right, they do different things over there in the music business.
Yeah, word.
Everybody knows that.
It's like being the champ, and you got to beat the champ, right? When you go into boxing, you know that already, so don't be mad at the rules.
Yeah, word.
We knew that when you started boxing at 5 years old. In order to beat the champ, you gotta beat the champ. That's the rules. That's what it is. So whether we like it or not, it's not gonna change because that's the staple of what they did. In this music business, everybody is using drugs, they having sex, it's a community of what's going on, blase, blase, blah. When people cross the line, people might say, doing menages.
It's standard.
It's standard, but some people will say that's crossing the line.
How about a girl called me, right? She's like, what's the longest sex session you've ever had? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
24 hours on ecstasy.
There you go. That's what she said.
24 hours on ecstasy, boo. So lock the door.
No, because I know him. She said, I used to be on the SI, so 48 hours.
Yeah,
she's like,
24, 48 hours.
Yes. But that's the standard lifestyle of this entertainment business at a certain spectrum.
That's what we do.
It's different.
That's why people got to get out of it. That's why when I walked away from it, I never turned back. I've never turned. People try to bring me back, but I'm not turning back to the music business. I know what's over there. It's hard to get your checks. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It is the most
funnest thing you can do.
It's the most funnest business. I mean, California for the BET Awards, the party. Shout out to Honey Baby. Shout out to K Mac. I had a fabulous time. In California, the party, I'm on every chair. And I said, damn, man, I missed the music business. And then I had to go to rehearsals with them, with Little Kim. And it was 5 and 6 hours and shit. And I said, I don't miss this shit.
Yeah.
I don't miss this shit.
Kim came up there, she's like,
What's worse, Hollywood or music business?
I think it's the same.
They're both. I can't speak on Hollywood because I've never been a freaking movie star. I know some, but like in that realm, niggas don't be telling. Everybody, because they don't want you to be like, oh, so you took the gerbil in the butt too? Did you take the gerbil in the butt? Did you play the gerbil in the butt game?
You hear
they don't want to talk about that type of thing. But you could tell who, when that Terry Crews nigga, the big Muscular dude said dudes was squeezing his ass. Yo, bro, in what realm is you walking up to Terry Crews and squeezing his ass, talking to him about what we do?
That's crazy.
Huh? And you a white dude? Yo. I was like, you remember when Charlie Murphy got smacked by fucking Rick James? I was like, yo, nigga, that's how I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on with these niggas, bro?
Yo,
he gotta chill, bro.
There's no way around.
I just
that
asked because
fact.
I've heard about exploitation in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more so than I do in it.
I got exploited in the music business. We don't talk about it. My first partner, I'm not gonna name her name because she's with Netflix right now, so I can't even ruin her shit. Right? She came to me. This was early on. My first female partner. She said, "Yo, you see them bitches over there? Yo, they all do publishing. I'm gonna hook you up. They like chocolate niggas. You gotta fuck them bitches, Rand.
We all going down to the Applebee's.
Oh, yo, you gotta fuck them. No. Listen to how it happened. No, it ain't even like that.
But when she say fuck them, you gotta deal dick. You can't just
you ain't just having sex one time.
You gotta rock them.
You rocking their head multiple times. You with them. You know what I'm saying, yo? And back then,
that's your bitch now.
And back then they paying for everything. So I'm new. I'm 22 years old. Right? Some of these women is 30, 32, I'm gonna run it 28, and my partner's 20, 21. She fine, and she's telling me, and she's in with them because she been in the game. Like she was fucking with Tommy Mottola at 20. You understand? No, so when I'm coming in at 22, she's already seasoned, and she's like, I got you. You see them? Yo, you want to make a splash in this music business? This is how you do it. Yeah. So niggas ain't gonna tell that. I seen female executives holding niggas' hands. I mean, 70-year-old executives holding young niggas' hands because they want to get on. And we laughing at them like, so when the women be like, oh, they taking advantage, men, we're getting taken advantage too. No cap, no boom back, to the point that I was fucking rocking shorty head. And when it came down to get the publishing deal, she was like, I can't get it done. I spun on my head so crazy because I said, yo, so you took advantage of me. That's what you did.
I might have gave her one more night.
Yo, I ain't giving no more nights, my nigga. Yeah. I needed that 400,000.
You might got a sex trafficking suit.
With her. I told her, I bust that shit down. I said, you took advantage of me. You knew you wasn't getting me this deal, and you knew I was fucking you because of the situation. It's like a man, like, you know this girl want to get on and she's willing to give you some pussy, you gonna take it, right? And you knew that. Yeah. So you strung me all the way along, bought us car miles and all this bullshit for the studio. I said, bitch, I could buy my own food, bitch. Go get me my fucking money. And if you don't go get me my money, you're gonna have a fucking problem. Because not only am I gonna call my niggas, right? I'm telling everybody what the fuck you did.
What y'all doing up here.
Which is unheard. But in this industry, sexual prowess and connectivity to sex will boost you up. That's how I got my start. When the internet was first building up, I couldn't get rappers to come on the show. And a young lady said, interview porn stars. And Pinky was the first one to give me the shot. And I got her clapping her ass because I was already in the world of being in the strip club, so it wasn't uncomfortable to me. Right. And then all of a sudden, they're like, who's this wild boy with all these porno chicks going crazy? I would go to Exotica. I was the first dude touching the girls. Everybody was afraid.
Well, he can't do it no more. You can't do it.
I was ramming them, humping them before I broke my arm. I was picking them up. I still got this on camera, holding them. They like,
and documented. He's wild.
Yeah, all my shit documented.
He didn't chill until we started working.
Yeah,
because I was like, yo, he would say some shit.
Wildin'. That's why Angela Yee. If you watch the old shows when we was on with My Expert Opinion, you'd watch Math and Mecca get nervous when I talk. They know me differently. They're like, oh, what's he gonna say? That wasn't for dramatic.
You gotta tone it down. But I didn't really care until I felt like it was costing us money.
Yeah.
See, what people don't understand is I never cared about popularity. I've been doing this because this was gonna be my living, my career.
I see.
and I just happened to really like it. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to be popular. The popularity just occurred.
Yeah.
So which kind of hurt because to be honest, if he was more popular than me, I could be behind the scenes just doing business. Mm-hmm. I think we would be more paid. You know what I'm saying? Because I could put those things together. But me being popular, I have other duties that I have to do now. Yeah. Because I'm popular.
There's expectations.
It takes away from the business. It takes away from the money that we could be making on top of everything else. You know what I'm saying? So people think that the popularity, the clout, and all that stuff, like, it ain't about that. To me, this is about a business. Bag Fuel is about fueling young minds to get to the bag. Podcasting is a business for us. Yeah. So when we're telling people, talking about money, we're letting them know, like, you can put commercials at your stuff. You could do this. You could do that. Get your subscribers. We tell people you got to do like 100 shows before it starts to turn over. You start to see it different. We're schooling them on how they can go really on and get money. And even down to him, when we talked about battle rap, and he was explaining to people how battle rap started with Smack, and he was like, yo, they wasn't getting the funding. They were getting football players that like battle rap to fund it. He's trying to tell the people that if you want to do these type of leagues, this is where the money came from. They'll get on YouTube and shoot him down, and you're a hater, you don't know what you're talking about. So now we had Smack come on the show and verify it. So I'm telling people, like, yo, listen to what the man's talking about.
To that point, right? There used to be a time people had great instincts for what would be next, even if there was no machine of popularity behind it currently. Now, people are just waiting to see what pops off. They don't just sit there and say, hey, this person is dope. Let's put the same machine behind them. You have to show and prove now. It's almost in reverse. So it's literally impossible just for people to believe in you or people to be able to spot talent. We've lost the ability to spot talent. We just want to wait to see the result, then say, all right, you kind of proven, we'll put some money behind it.
It's just because people are afraid of being wrong. Right, we've never lived in such an era where everybody is out there in the public. Everybody's afraid to be wrong. I'm cool with being wrong, right? Like I interviewed Cocky Khan, I interviewed LaRussell, I interviewed a ton of artists, but those are just two references, right? Where I interviewed LaRussell, y'all interviewed LaRussell, y'all saw the same thing.
Great conversation.
This is somebody that is like not only different but motivational. He's doing something a little bit different. We went out to San Francisco to interview him.
We was in LA.
You know what I mean?
He ran down on us.
He ran down.
Was it San Francisco or no? Was it San Francisco or Oakland?
Probably same thing. It's the same thing.
Same thing. Wherever it was, we were right to his compound, and I'm thinking like this is what is the most poppin' shit. I'm thinking this interview might do X, Y, and Z.
We all feel that way.
This was gonna do 300 at least.
I thought with the clips and everything, we were gonna do 1 million.
Yeah, and that's how we feel
because the show was that good.
Cocky Khan, when we interview him, I'm like, this dude's popping. He's got the joint with Meek Mill, and Friday it just dropped. We got the interview with him as soon as this video drops. Everything, it's right. It doesn't mean that we're wrong at that moment. But I'm not afraid to be like, yo, I think you're next. Right. You know what I mean? A lot of people are afraid to say that shit based off of what these random ass commenters will sit there and say.
These niggas is just hating, Danza. Yeah. Because nowadays, remember when people would put you on their page? It wasn't nothing. I'm gonna post you. Yeah, but now people know posting you can make you more popular. And although they're not going down the road you're going down, I'm just not gonna post you. I'm gonna tell you what one of my closest, this is my man. He bought my sweatshirt, it's an ESSO on it, right? So I fucking come around to his crib. I'm like, yo, bro, why you never took a picture in my sweatshirt? Yeah. So nigga says, yo, I gave it to my wife because it's hard for me to wear a man name on my chest. This is my note. This my man though. Okay? You know what I said to him?
Things you need to worry
I
about.
said, nigga, Gucci a nigga name.
Tommy Hilfiger.
You wearing all them niggas on your
Ralph
chest?
Lauren.
You wearing all them niggas on your chest.
Steve McQueen.
But because you know me, You can't wear my name on your chest. What the fuck does that mean, bro?
Bitch.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just subliminal in our community. When you in the white people community, yo, you the next. Joe Rogan sees the other nigga that's the next one, white or underbelly, whatever he is. I'm attached to him now.
Yeah.
You next up. It ain't gonna hurt me at all.
No.
It's not gonna hurt me at all.
There's plenty of room.
But in our community, I'm not doing that. All the bigger and I'm not asking nobody to do shit. I'm not. But if we really want to run this shit and it's about making money, this podcast that could pick y'all up.
Hey.
We not too big. Yo, Bag Fuel's not too big to get a situation where somebody else is going to put us in a better place, even if they are a podcast. If Gillie and Wallo say, yo, we going to sign y'all, you think I'm going to sit here and say, I'm not signing to them niggas. I'm on my own. That's not going, it's power in the collaboration.
Absolutely.
If the situation is right, it's right.
Yeah.
So why would I take it from another dude? So I'm going to take it from Barstool, because that's Barstool. No, I'm going to take it from Gillie and Wallo if they want to give it to me. Now, if Joe Budden say, yo, Gillie and Wallo, y'all ain't got Bag Fuel, I'm going to go get Danza.
Bang.
You know what? Nori say, yo, I'm going to go get whoever else is out.
They just did Memphis Bleak.
Sayari.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go get Sayari's show.
I like his.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get now we moving. Now we moving with the dudes that got the following that we talking about. Then Cameron come and sign somebody else, a Harlem dude that he know that's making moves. Now all these people are of a bigger stature right now, and we can create money for each other. It's tours that's involved. It's merch that's involved.
Books.
It's promotion,
Facts.
books,
Shit that they don't know
sponsorship.
about. Yep.
Nigga, we can have lighting companies, nigga.
Word.
Fuck are you talking about? But while everybody's while everybody's moving and shaking, and I'm not saying this on camera like they should do this. I'm only giving an example because people come back like, oh, you saying no? I'm not saying that. This is just the idea to make people think, because they might not even think. Yo, Danza getting money. They looking ill. Man, they not gonna fuck. This is how black people think. Man, they not fucking with nobody. Them niggas gonna do their own thing.
Jack Thriller once said this to me. He said, the reason people ain't coming to us is because we affiliated with 50. They think we already
good.
That's true too.
100%.
You on TV. You rich.
You want this at
You
50,
got it.
so if you need to be put somewhere, 50 Cent got the power to put you. Why is Bag Fuel not on Stars? You grew up with him. I grew up with 50, literally.
Yeah.
He was on his show. Why y'all not shitting out on Stars? People call us. My man Chaotic said, yo, I'm talking to 50 about this shit. 50 said, yo, y'all niggas is killing. But still, we're here.
Yeah.
And that ain't his job. He might not even know where to put a podcast.
Yeah, what to do with it.
He might not think that we stars. How about
Yeah,
that?
this is the next episode of Power 50. That's all you got to do. Just
They
put it
might not
to-
think
you know
that we
what I mean?
stars.
But let me ask you this, right? Because I got a couple relationships in this podcast industry, and I'm sure y'all do too, right? There's a lot of artists, there's a lot of talent that'll sit there and tell you what they're worth or what their interview in that moment is worth. One thing that I love doing, I like getting the story first. You know what I mean? So like if I could, I know, oh shit, Young Thug is home. He's about to get released. Let me get that first interview, see how much he's talking about, right? One thing I do is I'll talk to the other people in the podcast industry. How much is this dude trying to get you for?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Nobody never charged us really. We about to pay our first dude, and he's not even charging us no real money. We haven't paid for no, but like people call us and just want to go back and forth with us. Like that's the thing. They really want to come to New York and they want to oppose him. And they want to oppose me, and that's their way of going viral. You know what I'm saying? So they're not looking for us to pay for them to come juice our shit.
To your question, I get why you're scouting that.
Yeah.
I think depending on the platform and your skin tone will determine what they feel like they'll charge.
Facts, yeah.
So when it's Vlad, they're already going for 20 bands.
Yeah.
Of course.
This show right here, they'll try to go between 2,500 to 5.
Yeah. Oh, he's Puerto Rican and Dominican. He ain't got money.
Yeah, they'll do
Yeah, I mean,
2,500.
he ain't got no money.
If they feel like you're cool, 1,500 in an Uber. I know the scale.
Yeah.
But if it's a white platform and they think then they'll work down to 20 to 10. And most of that is because, listen, man, this is going to be tough.
But it's real.
If you see a rapper doing certain things to promote their brand for another brand, their money's fucked up. I don't want to say what they're doing exactly.
All rappers are fucked up.
Yeah, because we're trying to do certain. That's why we're not in certain business, because the profit margin would be cut. There's a certain types of business we've been trying to get into, and they won't allow us in.
The weed. They won't let me in the weed. That's the rapper's pipeline. They won't let me in.
Yeah,
to make money.
What you mean?
They not
like they can
blocking hard.
Yeah, they can make $300K off of that calm without having. So it sustains their lifestyle.
They don't want us. They don't want people like us. When you're a potter, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, you know.
If you really pay attention, if you want to sell headphones, you can, because you're wearing them every day. If you want to be the nigga who sells only black tees, you can be the black tee nigga. Yeah. And you can be the sneaker nigga. You can be the watch nigga. Yo, I do tattoo. Whatever you want to do, I make hats, nigga. I'm selling hats now. I'm selling socks. I'm selling clothes. Because you're on this camera and you're promoting your shit every day. Every day I'm putting 2 to 3 clips out. Every day we're putting 2 to 3 clips on YouTube. So you're seeing the gear, you're seeing the face, you're seeing it constantly going on. People gotta see things 21 times in order to click now.
See what right there where it says Danza Project on the bottom left?
Yep, facts. 100%.
You got top right, top left, bottom. When I first started YouTube and put in my clips out, it used to be a thing to steal people's footage.
Oh, it's still
and put your logo over it.
Yes.
That's why people now are on camera more.
Yeah.
So when they did that to us, I found a way to move the logo. Yeah. Oh, they were mad.
That floating logo.
Yeah, and I stole that because of DJ Clue when he used to be on Direct Effects, and I would see the logo move, and I hit one of my dudes and said, "Let's do that," and they stopped stealing it. You dig what I'm saying? But to go back, this is all real estate right there. Somebody could say, how much is it going to cost to have your logo twirl and it goes to Gillette? For how many episodes?
Your t-shirt is promo.
Yeah, word.
Everything that we're doing is promo.
Seen by millions.
That's it.
It's eyes, it's attention, it's money.
And it's consistency. See, it's the consistency.
How many views did you have last month? 4 million? 4 million. What would it take to reach 4 million people 100 years ago?
A presidential campaign.
He's changing all the negotiations right now.
Yeah. That's good. So when I look and I said, oh, you and Wack did 1.2, then this one did $500,000. That's okay. We talking about 2 million off of just 2 joints. Come on. Round off everything else with the shorts, clips. Yeah. So we throw in your Twitter, we throw in LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. Y'all reached 10 million people.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Y'all reached 10 million people. And that's not an exaggerated number. I know the numbers.
Oh, that's what you could track.
I told him we do 2 million a week on Twitter. That's not us posting. That's niggas repurposing our shit.
Yeah, where's the money?
There you go.
Even if there's no money from Twitter, if 2 million people are watching me per week, why are they not calling me? Why are they not looking to promote and market?
You know why? Because it's on us.
Because what?
It's on us. You know what I mean? The one thing for me,
if you call niggas, they think you thirsty though.
It's tricky.
Yeah, but tricky. You know what? They'll run to what they know are good, but they don't know. We're relying on people that have no idea what culture is.
I know they don't know. They don't even watch it.
Yeah,
they don't even.
They
watch
have no idea what culture is. One thing that Wallo told me. I went to again. I was in Shreveport, Louisiana for 50 Cent's Humor and Harmony. I pull up to the hotel. Wallo and Gillie were out there. Now we're a platform that had Charleston White a few times. Right. So as soon as I see Wallo and Gillie, Charleston's had a lot of crazy words that he said. So Gillie's like, I'm gonna go outside and smoke. You know what I mean? And I respect it. I'm a respectful type of dude. You know, I'm not somebody that I don't pick people to be like, I'm gonna have beef with you because of this reason.
Oh, he went outside and smoked because Charleston White was on y'all platform and he said some
He
crazy
said some.
shit.
He just
Kinda
said
like, I'm
crazy
gonna
shit.
excuse myself.
He said
Like,
shit about Gillie's son,
yeah.
and we've had him on our platform. So for him, that's stress. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm gonna do the same shit. But Wallo sat there and he's like, who are you? And then as like 2 minutes in the conversation, 5 minutes of the conversation, he looks at me. He's like, I know exactly who you are. You know what I mean? He's like, y'all got a nice ass platform. Everything's 4K. Y'all got everything shining bright. You know what I mean? Like you do what you do. Got a lot of bullshit conversations in there, but a lot of real ones. In order to really make money in this industry, you gotta know who you're talking to, though. He said, "Do you think this shit is about the views? It ain't about the views. It's about who you're putting this shit in front of." He says, "I'm gonna tell you this one thing. Buy a new phone today." He said, "But on your phone, I want you to download a few apps. I want you to download Forbes. I want you to download stock apps, and I want you to download like any business thing, like business type of apps."
No social media.
He goes, after that, now download a social media app and create a new social media. Tell me that bullshit that those people you're talking to is going to come across your platform because your phone's recommending you to certain places. If you ain't talking none of that bullshit, your phone will never scroll down and look at that page. You'll never see it. But talk to somebody from a Fortune 500 company, and it'll pop up. You know what I'm saying? So talk to those people. Now those people will say, hey, how could I get my company on there? Because now this is the business mind. I want people to see me. He says, so if I'm going to give you advice, you're in Miami, go talk to these baseball players. You're Latino? He said, talk to the baseball player. And ask them how their career is going because they're getting sponsored by Pepsi. They're getting major sponsors. These people are making $300 million deals. There's major companies that are looking at this. So I had that conversation with them. He said, go to the strip club and ask them about the difficulties they face being a stripper. You know what I mean? And had that conversation because they'll go to the strip club. You know what I mean? And he's like, have those conversations. Get yourself in front of them, opposed to getting yourself in front of people that are only doing shit for clout.
Entertainers.
Yeah, because those people that are making all the money out watching it.
But he's right.
Yeah.
But the
Good day.
entertainers on our end, that's what people want to see. They
But
like
if,
that.
but if I said this, right, like Dave Ramsey, know the name?
I'm familiar.
Right? If I have an interview with him and it does 10,000 views, but if I tell a company out
But I
here,
have David Ramsey.
you know, I could go to LA Fitness and be like, hey, can I talk to whoever's running this shit? You give me the general manager of it. I got Dave Ramsey coming up on the show. I could get you sponsorship on the show, but it's going to cost you $25,000. You know what I mean? But I guarantee you, I could get you a certain amount of foot traffic inside of your business. You know what I mean? I could say it easier to them than saying, "Oh well, you know, I got Whack 100 and Charleston White coming up on the episode." They're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is Whack? What's Charleston White?" Like, you know what I mean? Like they won't understand it the same. So you're walking into that room and you're saying, "Let me get some money to boost."
But have we ever walked into? Because we haven't walked into no room to get us some money.
Yeah.
The only people that
That's how
called
we
us. The only people that called us is the same people who came back to us 2 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think I should say their name. I don't know.
But even think about this. We all have the revolt situation. They still haven't even figured out how to even give us a penny.
Well, guess
They're
what?
not
They don't
gonna
want
figure
to.
out. They kept the money. What do you mean figure out?
They don't want
pay
to.
Nobody.
You see it, right? You did the audio shit with them. You see the commercials that they be posting on the megaphone.
Yeah, the
You know what I mean?
bullshit.
McDonald's
It's bullshit.
and all that
It's
shit.
bullshit.
But like, you see it, but at the same time, the way that they look at it is the way that anybody would look at it, right? If you're pimping and your bitch is getting money, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But they know. But
that's
they know,
cool that you're getting money. Give me my cut. And if they ain't speaking up, you ain't giving them nothing else.
Here's how I know they know we've said what we've been saying. They've removed us from all the groups. So they're like, but
Yeah,
if you have an issue with it, pay us.
We've been saying it out
Yeah.
loud. I ain't been.
We was the first ones. Everybody was keeping quiet.
Everybody know I said right on camera, Revolt owe us money. Okay? I'm not, see, we independent. Can't nobody, there's nobody to come get me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
You owe us money, y'all lucky Puffy's in jail because I would call him and make y'all give me my bread. See, that's what people don't understand. He'd be like, yo, pay the man. Yo, that's Clue in them, that's Heineken, that's Esso in them, pay them. Like, I be around them, they're gonna see me in Miami. Like, he don't want me running up to him with all the money being like, yo, bro, why y'all not paying us? See, the people that's there now, they can hide. And I'm gonna say, because I know it's been like 2 hours, and I know we got to wrap, 'cause I got to get back too.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
With Puffy, we don't have anybody anymore in this music business that we could go to and get a deal. Just because you're hot.
Right.
Just because you're hot. That you, like you said, understands culture.
Yeah.
He's the only one we had left. So when everybody's paying attention to all this stuff, they're not looking at the totality of what Puff Daddy is. They're making him out to be a sex fiend. They're not understanding that it's so many people that are tied to Puff Daddy through business.
Right.
Fat Joe and them got stuff done. And they had to push it through because Puffy sanctioned it before he got arrested. That's power, bro.
Big time.
So if Puffy saw us on some real fuck the sound, yo, these niggas is hot. They are?
Yeah.
They're hot for real? Yo, send me they shit. He the only one. If you call Hov up, like, I don't give a fuck. I got $2 billion.
Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck that.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not on that culture. Hov is a Sagittarius like me. I don't give a good goddamn what Danza and Bag Fuel and them is doing. I got $2 million and Beyonce.
I'm good.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to put nothing else on. I don't need to pull y'all up. I'm over here. But something about Sean Combs is he lives this shit.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? When people say the biggest
30
record
years,
exec of all time, it has to be him.
He's the one that understood us the most.
He is one of the most popular people to ever walk the face of this earth. They had 2 years ago, and I'm going to just say this, 2 years ago, they had Jay-Z in the UK, and they had cameras on him, and white people was walking past him like, who's he? Why they got the camera on him? You're not doing that with Puff Daddy.
P-Diddy.
Everybody knows who that guy is. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Take that.
So we got to cut the head off the snake. And guess what? All the black people, they're going to let us do it because they're jealous of his money too. They almost let us cut Jay-Z. We tried to get Jay-Z. We tried to get him. The black people was letting him go. He's lucky that if that lawyer didn't clear his name, they would have been coming at him.
Chaos.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying? People got to pay attention to what's going on, and then they're gonna turn around and say, music is suffering. No shit. We got nobody that's doing business. No shit.
Yeah.
Music is back to what it once was, everybody. Rappers that don't make money off of rapping.
But you know what's crazy though? I keep hearing this ring in my head.
What's up?
Podcasting is like the new rap game.
For now.
But there's so many parallels. When we talk about this problem with Revolt, it's like me arguing with the labels to get my money right or to get my contracts right.
Only the labels actually gave you money.
Yeah.
Revolt is not.
Well, maybe
we are in the G League. It's like what I tell people about battle rap. Battle rap, I didn't know about battle rap because I was in the major leagues of music. I was making projects. Not battle rapping.
Not one off.
Okay, we're battle rappers here. We're in the battle rap league.
There you go.
Trying to make our money. Trying to move up to the NBA.
As independent as he
is. You're trying to move up to the NBA.
And you got to understand, well, you don't have to understand, but we have to take into account that Diddy is the face of Revolt at the time. When he goes through what they're going through, their money is messed up. Yeah. So all they're doing is, look, we have all these hot shows, give us this money. They're just taking that money to pay off what they owe. And
or to keep.
Stay afloat.
Yeah, that's
because
it.
they know the content people are clout
whores.
chasers.
They're gonna be whores for this.
They're clout chasers. Yo, if y'all saw all the people that was in the fucking thread and all the time, I'd be like, Heineken, why are these people so gassed up for no fucking money?
But I ain't gonna lie, man. If there ever was a time to steal, it would be now.
Still what?
So like, all right, the music industry like parallel, like maybe like back in the day, people be like, hey, you better watch your budget because your fucking A&R or your manager might be taking all your shit. So like, if we're in a situation where you're looking for the money, while Revolt's in flux, you never know. It might be some content manager somewhere.
It's the opposite because that man stepped down. Everything is on gridlock. Everything is locked up. It's not the same Revolt. I don't believe the Revolt we still with them temporarily for the time being.
Our contract ain't
the
done.
Revolt that we signed up to be with, but the situation
no, they let us. Our company got us out.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We're not with Revolt no more. They got us off of Revolt.
But what it was,
I forgot about
what
that.
it was to be on a Revolt and have the access and all the things that comes with that.
You
It's
only
not the
had
same Revolt.
access to Puff Daddy. That's it.
Probably.
There was nothing else. Everybody trying to make, this is like I be saying, everybody trying to make everything seem so complex. Revolt was Puff Daddy's channel.
Right.
You had access to Puff Daddy, who is a marketing
Monster.
and advertising genius.
Bang,
That's
bang.
why you went there. There's nothing else there. Even if he's not the genius that's making the decisions, he's so smart. He's putting the right people in place. This is the music business.
Yeah.
Give him 10 beats, right? We're gonna get 100 beats. We're gonna pick the best 10 and give them to the rapper. The other 90 is never even gonna get seen. That's the music business. Don't even talk to me about the other 90. We just gonna rock with these 10, and he's gonna pick one out of these 10, and y'all gonna give me another 100 beats. That's it. That's the premise of everything.
So as Puff's career somewhat dwindles down, this has become the main focus, right? So as his career goes down and down and down, is that also the death of artist development?
It's been done.
No,
Because
things.
like we were saying earlier, you got to go viral first, and then they're gonna pluck you out because of that virility.
Yeah, but
it's
things
not
go
about,
round and round, though, Kato.
But it's not about this is a good situation. Let me train them up to
Let
be the
them
machine
disagree
they could
without
be.
saving it. Shit.
No,
Let them disagree.
but this is gonna be. Music goes round and round. This is just a period of time, bro. This is weird. Okay. This is adjustment. Like streaming is new. People still don't understand streaming is fucking new. Like, you know when streaming became big? Young and May, ooh. That was when streaming, she was the first one to get a check. And I was like, what the hell?
Okay.
You get money off. That's when people say, oh, streaming bought the game back because we didn't know them better. Young and May was an independent. So she got all her money. When you sign with a major, you don't get that same pot. You get a super duper reduced pot. You only get to see 21% of what everything is made, and you get to pick your money out of 21%.
So what are you looking for?
Me?
What would, because we're sitting here, we're talking about all the real shit, right? And you talk about how like you making money off of YouTube. So let's say YouTube isn't there the next day. It's a tough day the next day, right?
Yeah, that's
so.
Very
What would
plausible.
not even like that YouTube is gone or your YouTube got demonetized or whatever the fuck it is. What would you look for in a valuable deal? If you're sitting here and you're telling, hey, Danza, if you want a valuable deal, because you've been in the industry, I haven't. A lot of the times when I talk to people, I'm like automatically distrust. I don't want to talk to them.
I don't know about this.
One thing he said, upfront money in a sizable amount. I had a company call me, and they're using old content practices. Hey, you sign with us, you'll be exclusive for 2 years, you can't post nowhere, and then you got to build up my page. And I said, so you want me to stop making money, promote your page, and then hopefully it works? And then because of your deal, when the deal is done, I can't do nothing for another year. So you're asking me to stop 3 years of potential revenue to build you up on a hope with no upfront money.
Content niggas is whores, so they go for it. And when you're whores, it trickles down to everybody else. That's why we're not as valuable. because everybody else is whores. Why am I going to give Danza and Bag Fuel $500,000 each when I can go to all these other content people and just give them my water product and they're just going to be glad to get boxes of water delivered to their house, and they're happy. Oh, I'm not paying for water. That's what's happening.
It's louder when you're in the game and you hear that.
If Nike wanted to, they could give sneakers to all these podcasters and say, throw my logo up on there and wear it. Nike would have free promo for the next 5 years.
Next 5 years. Yo, we just going to give all the podcasters, the clout chasers, Jordans.
The Cloud Chaser ones.
We're gonna send you. We're gonna send y'all Jordans that only cost us $3.38.
And in our game, it translates to I'll give you the flight pass. You could go fly over there and do the interview.
There you go. There you go.
If you get that lucky, that much.
Yeah.
See, that's why niggas be mad
at me. We'll let you get a
at me.
hotel. We'll let you get a flight. You know what I mean?
Niggas be mad at me.
After what, 3 years?
I want my own money. I'll pay for my. You know what? I'll pay for my own hotel with the money you pay me. I don't need you to pay for my shit.
Just pay me.
How about that? I got the gold membership and everything. I'm gonna get my points on my shit. Just give me my money. I book my flights. I do everything. Son. Hurts gold like a motherfucker. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Pay me
I'll figure it
and
out.
let me. There you go. And when I'm coming like that, pause. That's what people don't like. That's what makes it harder for me because most people will just be like, nah, I'm not. Nah, fuck the money. I don't want to lose the opportunity. You already created the opportunity.
Businessman can't get paid? If I'm about my business, I can't get paid?
No,
that's offensive.
No, you cannot
How
get
dare
paid.
I?
You got to demand your shit.
Business people have always gotten a bad rap. I remember, what's that family that was from Italy? The Medici family. The Medici family, right?
Okay.
They were known for being bankers and lending money, and the church called that usury. You're using people by doing good business and funding them loans. So now, when you ask the question, can the businessman get paid? For over 1,000 years, the businessman has been looked at as a demon because they focus on making money. If they feel like there's no connectivity, there's no authenticity to it, it's not organic, it's just so cut and dry.
Like car salesman.
And it fucks with a certain demographic of people. So, it's finding that balance of both.
Yeah.
You know what I love about this motherfucking conversation? I got so many questions that I would have asked, and I ain't asked one of them yet.
Yeah. If you like, we've been through that.
God damn.
I don't even come with questions, bro.
Yeah, we usually we got questions, but like it determines on the conversation because y'all know like some people y'all talk to be like,
gotta pull teeth,
no,
bro.
Oh my God, bro.
No. So a question that I do have for you that I have written down was about this top 50 list with the Complex talking about New York.
I don't even. First of all, I'm not giving them no play because we don't know who makes the list.
Yeah.
Right. That's the first thing.
5 nerds in the Complex office.
Hey, you judging New York rap? They left Jadakiss off. I heard. We ain't even talking about that no more.
Yeah.
If Jadakiss is the top 50 rappers in New York City, when people think he's potentially top 5, top 10 in the world of all time, we gotta chill. These are the same people that said, I think Sargon was on our show, they said, what was the best song ever, hip? Hip. They said that that's the best hip hop song ever.
Of course.
Everybody gotta chill.
That's a crazy.
Everybody gotta
I think
chill.
the most offensive part of all of it for me when I look at shit like that is they had Cardi, and I fuck with Cardi. I don't got no issue with Cardi, but above Big L.
Yeah. You know why they do that? I said this one time to Esso, and it pissed him off. Some of them do that on purpose just to get traction for their ads. Funkmaster Flex would challenge rappers
every Thursday.
Nobody could understand why. I said, do you know why?
It was simple mathematics.
They're like, why? That's when the ratings go in.
And that's controversy. You want to hear, yo, Danza, yo, you better have something for me on Thursday because you always on my head, pause, about putting your record up. Everybody gonna listen to me on Thursday. Right. And you gonna promote it, you gonna be telling me, I got that thing. I got that thing. And I'm gonna challenge all y'all. I'm gonna challenge Jamie. I'm gonna challenge FIBA, Danza, Orlando, Kato. I'm challenging all y'all on Thursday. Say something. Say something, and I'm up.
What do y'all think now about the charts? Because this is the first time in the history that we've had our own. YouTube is just started dropping in the beginning of May. Their own charts.
I didn't even know about
So
that.
like their top 100.
100 what? Content creators?
Their top 100 podcasts.
It's like
the third week we ended because we had the WAC 100 in Charleston.
Yeah.
So the third week we ended up being listed as number 51. I never got so many goddamn emails in my life.
You know why though?
I ain't know about that.
We knew this was gonna happen because he was on the Soul Plane when he was told this was gonna happen.
Lior said it at dinner.
Lior said, "I'm
said it
gonna
at
focus
dinner.
on podcasts over
I came
music."
Back, I came back to them. I was like, yo, they
Yeah.
said they revamping everything and they going towards the podcast.
Yeah.
But Lior stepping down. So that's the thing that's I'm worried about.
Because the streamers seem to be taking over right now.
yeah.
Like we seen the BET Awards in a different way than we've ever seen it. Everybody's promoting. Like normally we hear about any one of these award shows, right? And we hear about it through all the viral moments that are that came from the TV channel, and those clips came out. This is the first time we've seen it from the red carpet, from Kai Cenat, Drewski. They're sitting there and they're promoting it, and I'm like, damn, they're really actually sitting there trying to promote the streamer, because I ain't never seen so much shit on my goddamn timeline about
But
it.
the stream is constant. It's constant. So that's why they want to promote it. It's never ending.
Yeah.
They're in it 24 hours. That streaming shit is not easy.
Yeah,
They're earning it. They're earning their keep. If we really want to talk about
Kind
it.
of have to.
They're in there because you ain't got no kids, you young,
Yeah,
but they don't be outside. They're not exposed
What's
to
going to
nothing.
happen with the streaming? It's a tipping point because you're right. It's so far it's a young man's game because there's no responsibility. But to always be streaming like that, you're gonna burn out.
I believe that.
So now what's gonna
But
happen?
some of these people are characters. They don't even care about ever being real.
but Danza, imagine being in your basement streaming 16 hours a day every day.
But they're promoting it. So these, I don't want to say losers, right? These people that enjoy it, they're promoting it. So like this actually becomes a way of life for them.
But there's a parting was the biggest thing 2 years ago, and I told this nigga, I said, this is bad. It's not gonna sustain.
Yeah.
It's the same way with everything else. Now you gotta have 4K cameras. Now everybody can't do this. If Space Ghost is gone, we gotta rent a studio. It's $400 every 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they make you do 2 hours. So we got 8 niggas in 1 week. We got 4 sessions. You feel what I'm
That's all your money. Yeah.
Gone. That's my YouTube money.
Right.
That's 10,000.
Calm.
What we talking about right now? That's how it's gonna we all. It's like I'm saying, and it's my last thing I'm gonna say. It's like I said with the music. It's gonna go round and round. They're gonna have to invest money into A&R, and I'm gonna tell you why.
For podcasts.
The people that have the A&Rs is the only ones that's winning. Doechii, SZA, Kendrick Lamar. These the only motherfuckers dropping projects, bro. You got, and I'm saying only meaning they're from one tree. Although Kendrick isn't with them no more, he's from that tree.
See.
Then you got Playboy Cardi who put out a whole project. Who else? Who else are we talking about putting out total projects in a year? You know why they're
Artwork,
not?
video.
Because there are no people in the building behind them. When you got SZA and Doechii and Kendrick, they are development. They had Kendrick had Dr. Dre in the beginning. What are we talking about right now? Then his man that I cannot remember this guy's name who runs the label.
Top Dog.
Top Dog. So you got Top out there fighting for you. Then you got the other dude, the other guy named Punch, right?
Punch, yeah.
They're folks with SZA. You got him fighting. This is all people within a label
Yeah.
fighting for you in your project before you get to the distributor.
It's crazy.
You need that to put your shit on stand.
All of it connects, right? Because you hear Tom Brady talking about it with quarterbacks, with athletes in general.
Yes.
There's no development for these players, and it's a little bit different.
You know
It's
why there's
money.
no development? We're in the microwave era. Think about all the coaches that's been fired by the NBA. Some of them, a good majority of them, won championships. The dude that won for the Lakers, I forgot his name. Budenholzer was gone. Another one that wanted, if a champion.
Brendan Malone is gone now. I mean, Mike Malone.
If champions are getting fired.
Vogel, right? Off
Frank Vogel. There you go.
Tibbs got fired, and we waited to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah. He got fired.
The Knicks hadn't been to the Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years.
He got fired.
And they kept Finch or whatever the fuck his name is.
But what I'm saying is, and then a long time ago, and this is my closing point, executive told Esso and myself, a regional single is
a hit, not a regional single.
A hit single is enough to keep the lights on.
And pay everybody their bonuses.
And their bonuses for 1 year. Just one hit single.
One hit single. One. Not an album. One hit single pays everybody and their bonuses
for the whole,
and everything. Do you know why? Because they keep 79% of the pie, nigga. Y'all don't even see the shit. This is what niggas don't understand. But when I'm saying this, I don't think people are really computing this. And I'm going to say this for the last time. If your record makes $1 million, 790,000, you don't even get to see it. It's not even a part of your books.
That's crazy.
Because the platforms that you're on streaming, the record labels own pieces of each platform. They're all in on it. So that 79%, that goes to the side. You get to divvy up 210,000. That's real. So now you get 210,000. You get your little percentage of the 210. So if you're lucky to create half the record, you're gonna get 105.
Out of 1 million.
You're gonna get 105 if you created half the record. Okay? This is what's happening. So, and I'm gonna fast forward, and this is my closing point. What the fuck we think YouTube doing? Niggas is acting like on Facebook, niggas is trying to pay you a penny a click, and they're acting like that's big money. So what the fuck are we really getting? You know what they told me that we're getting from YouTube, and I'm getting chills on my arm? We get $1 out of every 600. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all niggas later. There's the project. It's been real. I gotta go.
But before we go, I'm gonna ask this then.
Before we get flagged, man.
Because we know all this shit.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the light bill closes the building?
What you mean?
With Math?
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna keep it honest.
I don't even know, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real. Off camera, it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's way bigger than it has.
The only reason I'm asking is because obviously it's something that,
from what I heard, it has nothing to do
with this shit that we do. There's always gonna be the rumors, and then there's the real. Right? There's
we
always
don't know
gonna
the
be
real.
Yeah. And it's not about knowing the real, but
I don't believe he's broke.
First of all, he's not broke.
He's not broke.
We were in that system. He's too strategic for that.
To let that be.
So there's a play that's happening.
He got a trick up his sleeve.
Yes.
I can buy that.
People are sitting here laughing and all of that. Have you seen us laugh?
I ain't crack no jokes on him, man.
Have I sit there and say, I know him. He's sitting there waiting and
I don't know him. I've only known him for 9 years. For when I was on the show.
Like, he's not broke. Yeah. He didn't lose the shop the way y'all think he did.
It didn't happen like that.
He's too analytical for that.
It didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
If it would have happened like that, then I would say, oh, maybe so. But we know it didn't happen like that. He didn't lose the shop off of no money.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, we're collectively in the game. This is why I say it's important. Like, I got my relationships in the industry. People that I'll contact be like, yo, what is this person saying? Because this person's coming out, or this label's coming out, and they're saying, oh, we'll offer you. And I'll talk to y'all after the camera shut off to talk about that shit. But there's labels that throw numbers out there, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I make my own money.
I don't really
so
talk
not
to
even
nobody,
like I heard
man,
you saying like counting pockets and shit like that. Like, you don't want to, but it's important that we stay in communication with each other because the other people try to fuck us over.
I'll be scared because people be changing stories.
100%.
I don't talk to nobody. I'm just being honest.
But it's important. But this is the same shit that we talk about with men's mental health.
They lying to you though, Danza. You believe these niggas?
Nah, but you know who to talk to.
I don't know none of these niggas.
This how I look at it.
All these niggas is cappers. They cap for a fucking living.
100%.
This is what they do.
But
so
we know. But you've been around for a long time. So when you look at somebody and you hear them talk, you could determine whether you feel like they're full of shit or not.
Damn, these niggas are slick.
You don't know.
Damn, these niggas are slick.
I look at the whole picture of shit.
Listen
right?
to
Like
this.
what are they really
We've been
living
telling
like?
the truth for 2.5
And
years,
nobody
and nobody believed us.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't even matter.
This is what I'm saying. What, like, it doesn't. This shit is really different, and people don't want to believe that the friends that they think they have, or the people they didn't give insight that they're cappers too.
Yeah, 100%.
Them niggas is cappers too. My biggest thing with this thing is we don't talk to nobody. I might talk to him about all my business and everything, but when it comes to this shit, I've told you more about it. Yeah, we don't pay niggas to come on our show. So I never talk about that because niggas gotta pay me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But on some real shit, like niggas is capping. For a clout position, they'll lie to you and tell you somebody's more expensive to deter you. They'll tell you somebody's cheaper to make it seem like that they got a price.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's just too many. It's too many freaking games with these people. So in order for us to do and what we did, I say, yo, let's just keep our head down and let's work.
Everybody's trying to pay their rent.
Let's keep our head down. Let's keep
I
our
look
head
at it
down.
like this, right? Because at the end of the day, my history is back in the day selling drugs. I know I got to make X amount off of X amount, right? Like, so if I'm buying it for 28, I want to make at least 33 if I'm gonna flip it quick, right? So with this podcast and shit, that's the same shit. Like if I look at an interview, right? Like Kelsey, Tory Lanez, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking at the interview, I'm like, what is this worth to me? How much do I think I can make off of it?
But
or how much do I think I could talk to this sponsor to be like, yo, if I just drop your name on this shit, I got this person who's gonna do an interview.
What sponsors did you look for? Did you, if everyone wants to, all the women want to believe Tory's guilty. Y'all the only ones, especially in this space, to have a Kelsey interview.
Yeah.
First thing I'm targeting is the hair companies. I'm targeting all the female empowerment companies. Because I'm like, we got Kelsey who they feel like got shot through by Tory Lanez or however they want to feel. Let's give the money to promote her story.
Free Tory, man.
Free Tory.
man, right?
Let that man.
But she asked me that question.
Yo,
in that
bro,
interview.
let that man out.
There you go.
Too.
Right.
Like that's why I'm like, let these dudes out. All right, y'all tried to railroad Young Thug. If y'all not getting Thug, let these niggas out.
Yeah, word.
There was no gunpowder residue on his hands. He didn't shoot the gun.
They don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
He did not
Facts.
shoot the gun.
You can see the glass.
But it's
bottle
always there's
outside the
always
whip.
something
You can
deeper
see-
at work.
Oh no, we
You
know
what I'm
the
saying?
plays at work, but it's a business, just like the Tank and Lamont Roach fight. What happens if the real story comes out?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sick.
It is what it is. Like, but again, it's important that we communicate in some way, shape, or form, and we could determine whether or not we think somebody's being real or not. The same way that any other game worked in life, right? Because it's up to us.
I'm not
because a
determining
lot of these motherfuckers lie.
I think they all are. This is what you say determined. They're all lying. They're all capping.
Not all of them.
They're all. They're all capping.
What do you mean, like the artists are all lying?
All these people are capping. You don't want to believe it.
I say it like this though.
I've been in the business for 30 years. Okay, all them niggas is capping.
But
all of them.
But let me say it differently like this. Then I feel I'm not part of this game. Right?
Yes, you are.
I'm not historically from anything that has media.
I'm gonna show you how you are part of this game. This
Oh,
nigga
shit.
bugged out.
No, but historically, I'm not anything a part of media, right? Like we came into this shit
before
making
this.
money, and I'm like,
Neither am I.
how do we navigate making more money off this shit?
Historically, I'm not part of media.
No,
either.
but what I'm saying, when I speak to people, I'm only looking for people to keep it 100 with me. Yo, there's this interview going out.
You're missing my point.
No, I'm not.
You're missing my point.
I'm not. I'm saying that there's a few of us.
Don't
that
even
should be
look for them, nigga.
that should be communicating.
No,
with each other.
I don't agree, bro. I don't agree, bro.
It's too
You
cutthroat.
have 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
You and Kato and Orlando have 500,000 subscribers.
Fucking wild.
You're in the fucking game.
Word.
You right.
What are you talking
I don't
about?
know.
He meant before this, like
No,
No,
at
he's
least that's what
not.
I thought you meant.
Kato, don't Don't take up for this nigga.
My man
That's not what he
Orlando
meant, Kato.
is in the game. I get where you're
What is he
coming from.
talking-
You
what
want to
is he
know why I'm
talking
saying
about?
this to you?
Yeah.
Because I used to think like you, and this nigga came to me and said, "Motherfucker, you're in the game."
Fucking game.
Yo, this is really the last thing I'm gonna say. I was in Pittsburgh when we was on the last show that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
I'm in Pittsburgh and I call this nigga. I say, yo, who the hottest? I didn't even say the game. I say, who's the hottest niggas in New York City? And this is for you, Danza. This is for Kato. This is for Danza, okay? Say, Heineken, who's the hottest niggas in New York City? I'm gonna give you some time to think. He was like, yo, this other nigga that's a painter. No, he's not the hottest nigga. Yo, it's gonna be a rapper. Ain't no rapper the hottest nigga. You know who the hottest niggas was? Us.
Hello.
And he couldn't see it. I said, we the hottest niggas. Who hotter than us, nigga?
Word.
When we was on the last show, who's hotter than us, nigga? Nobody, nigga. When I walk places right now, when I walk places back then, I knew my popularity was getting up because people would be shocked. Now, nigga, when I walked in that radio room in fucking Miami, you would have thought Lil Wayne walked in and that shit took flight when I walked in that bitch. No cap, nigga. 2 days in a row. That shit took flight, nigga, when I walked in that bitch. So you telling me you not in the game?
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Y'all doing 10 million views a month
He's bugging.
in totality,
And
diagnostically.
And this is why I'm telling him 10 million views a month, a 500,000. I'm not talking to y'all. Wallo and Gillie, I'll talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll talk to y'all. Everybody else, I'm not talking to niggas. I made it so far in the music business. Some people don't know me. Some people be like, he's him. When I knew Puff Daddy, when I worked, I talked to him. I ain't talked to nobody else, nigga.
No middleman.
Yo, Randy, I'm not taking his fucking number. Crazy. As soon as I take his number, there's no reason for you to pick up my call, nigga. I'm not taking this nigga's number. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking to nobody else. Just like you said, I'm not gonna name names, but you said some dude get on, he gets on your nerve. Sometimes he not organized. That's what you deal with, right? I don't fuck with that. When you called me, when you said he called my phone directly, there's nobody else to call. You feel me? There's nobody else to call. And you ain't gonna hear me when we get off this camera in a second. I'm not talking about what this other nigga did. If y'all really fuck with me, right? Y'all gonna fuck with me.
Hit me, right.
That's just what it is. It ain't just gonna be me being here today. If y'all really fuck with me, you gonna fuck with me. When y'all come to New York, you gonna fuck with me. You gonna hit me, yo, we gonna do collaboration posts.
Yeah, we outside.
What else can we do together? I'm not asking who's paying for what. What we doing?
But this is why I feel like where I'm coming from is a little bit different. Because I come from a different era. You come from a different era. I look at people, I size them up for what they say to me and who they represent and who they are. Right, like I could sit there and I could talk to you and you could bullshit me. Cool. But you could only get so far with that bullshit before I'm like, all right, this dude is full of shit. Right?
I'm not even giving you that time.
But sometimes I'm willing to give it because
I know that's the difference.
I'm willing to give the time.
I'm willing to give it because I'm good without it. Right? Like the way
he can't do it.
The way I look at it, right? The way I look at it is outside of anything that ever had to do with a podcast, I'm doing pretty good. Right, like none of I honestly, the podcast money, y'all know, it might be in the red throughout all the time. I don't give a fuck about the podcast money. I give a fuck about having a dope networking opportunity. All this time,
because
400 episodes. But out of 400 episodes, you're right. But out of 400 episodes, I might have met like 3 or 4 that'll keep it 100 with me all the time. But I'm cool at doing business with those people all the time because I never seen them shake. I never seen them have to bullshit. We'll argue about it here and there, but they're still gonna keep it 100 with me. So if they feel like like the way y'all two operate,
seek them out. It just happened, didn't it?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. How did this shit happen?
One
For
out of
me,
100.
That's when it's one of 100, you just sit.
Like y'all can hit me up tomorrow. You'll be like, "Yo, fucking Thug came out." And Thug said he's doing interviews out there right now, and he's pitching them for $15,000 an interview. And I'm like, nah,
I wouldn't even call you. I wouldn't even call you. Because as soon as somebody say money, I'll be like, I'm not calling Devin for that. No, I'm calling you like, yo, This is how I'm calling niggas.
Yeah.
It's a business opportunity. Off camera, what you charge? Do you do unsigned niggas? What y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking
How can we get money together?
I'm looking to
What's that
get
word
you
like?
paid. So when niggas is coming to me, I'm sending you on a promo run. You go to Miami, I'm sending you to Danza.
Right.
This is how you.
Copacetic.
But let me tell you the
I
difference though.
co-sign.
Like there'll be people that'll hit me up and be like, "Yo, I had so and so just hit me and said that you're trying to do an interview with him." And I'm like, "Who?" And they're like, "Yo, so and so, this artist came out and said you're trying to do an interview with him." And they said that if you want me to be, if you want me to do the interview with you instead of Danza, you're gonna have to chop me out. And I'm like, nah, I never had a conversation with that dude in my life. The fuck are you talking about?
No.
But I'm gonna be the one person to keep it 100 with him. You know what I mean?
Channel on
Yeah, word. I respect
That's
it
just
too.
niggas fishing. That's people trying to make money.
Yeah,
pay
but
their
I'm
rent.
always keep it 100 with the people. Like I'm not about to sit there and try to bullshit.
Why? These niggas don't know you. You're not your man.
Danza, you know what's my greatest answer?
man.
I know the answer to all the questions.
I really gotta go.
I don't know. And he knows that. He be
We
like, why
really
do you tell
gotta go,
niggas
though.
I don't know? I don't know. What time is it? I don't know. It's like, but you ever watch? I don't know.
Bro, niggas will meet, niggas will be around you, be like, yo, I can't stand that nigga, because that nigga don't say nothing good.
Yeah.
Fuck you too. You're not my mans. Why would I care? Why would I care about any of these niggas? Ain't nobody giving us no podcast money. None of these niggas. None of these niggas never gave us no ill guests. None of these niggas never went on tour with us. None of these niggas called me to ask me how's my mother and father doing. Niggas don't ask me, are you depressed because you separated from your wife and you loved her? How's your money, bro? What can we do? Fuck all that.
None of that.
Ain't nobody calling me saying, what can I do for you? Think I'm giving a fuck about these niggas?
Facts.
Nah. These niggas is regular. It's like high school. It's like the music business. I'm faking like I'm your man because I want to get some. I want to get some shit from
too
you.
much game away.
Yo, I'm trying to get. I'm thinking, Dan's a tough. You that nigga? He's him. Let me get a picture.
Yeah, word.
Photo up.
Yo,
Word
photo
though.
op, and then when they leave out. Man, I don't know how to say. Is he Spanish or is he fucking light skinned, nigga? This nigga think he tough.
Yeah.
This nigga work out telling me he doing 17 sets. Fuck this nigga think he is. That's how niggas is.
Nah, word, you're right. But you're right. But again, knowing what you know, knowing what I know, and knowing life, eventually you figure that shit out anyways.
Yeah, I don't talk to them niggas. That's how I figured it out.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you figured it out by saying, I'ma talk to them niggas.
Yeah.
I'ma see where they coming from. He talks to some of his talking, I'll be like, he be like, yo, I got $3,000 for him. About to where? I was talking, remember you told me stop talking to the nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then he sent me the money, and I'll be like, I'm not talking to this nigga for 2 months.
Yeah, word.
That's just me. I'm
But
moving.
in order to make the money in this industry, sometimes you gotta figure out who the snakes are. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're always gonna take losses. Always gonna take losses. Yo, throughout life though, we're gonna take L's. You know what I'm saying? Like
How many
the one benefit I do got is I had enough influences in my life. I had enough people in my life that were making millions. That like the one thing I always heard about all of them was saying like, yo, you're gonna take 7 L's to get the dub.
Okay.
Right? So you're gonna take 7 L's to get the dub. So I took a lot of L's to get the dubs.
I did too, but what that mean fucking with the snake? Talking about I gotta beat the snake. They all snakes.
But I don't
nigga.
fuck with
They
I don't
all
fuck with people
slither.
until
They all slithering.
But it's cool that when they get close, you just step on them real quick.
I'm walking. I'm out.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm out.
Then sometimes you just step on it like that's it. It's out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, if you're still pulling in $1 million a year, you know what I mean? At least off of the other shit that you're doing, and you got a podcast on the side, and you still got, you know what I mean? You're still living good. You're doing
If
good.
I'm doing $1 million a year, I'm not doing potting. See that's the difference between. This is what I be
really
saying.
love it.
I'm not. I love it. I really love this shit on some real shit. But if I'm making money in other places, I'm a firm believer in let somebody else get that spot. I maximize my shit.
I like this shit too much.
But see, I'm not gonna be like everybody else. Rappers, I always tell them this. Rappers think that the only profession that they don't retire is in rap. People got to move on and pivot and move up. If you rap, if these niggas did that, then we would have better rap because it would be people that really should be rapping and they would be putting time into them getting mentored correctly. But while everybody wants to keep doing the same thing and these old rappers want to keep putting out records that nobody like or even listening to, it's fucking the game up. It's like adding all these doo-doo ass podcasters that don't need to be potting. You're watering down the product. and that's what's happening. Period.
I don't know.
Well, yo, this shit right here, right? Like when I started this episode off talking about it, I said that there's a difference with the way we operate and what we like to do. These conversations has always been the most valuable for me.
Facts.
Because I feel like this is the most informative, the realest. Like there's no need to sugarcoat and bullshit. I think that's a New York thing. I'm not trying to diss the Florida shit, but I think it's a New York thing. You know, Cocky Kai, when he was up here, he was like, he said some shit about being cocky, and a lot of people look at him like, you know, he's overweight. Why should he be cocky? And I'm like, they don't get New York at all. You know what I mean? Like it's just a simple misunderstanding.
That's why they hate us.
Yeah, like we it don't matter what we look like or what we do or what
I'm
position we're in.
I am the shit.
Yeah,
I'm the shit.
I'm not cocky, I'm confident, so when they tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment. You know what I'm saying? So like it goes back to that shit, but I think part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5.
When we come back.
Oh no,
No. It ain't no when we come back. We're coming out to y'all.
Oh yeah, we outside.
Yeah.
No doubt. I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
High level.
This is dope.
Yeah. Let's have dope conversations all the time because that's what I'm saying. For me, I feel like most people try to avoid those type of conversations.
It costs them money.
But like I don't care if this shit turn yellow.
Too long. We gotta go. They're not avoiding the conversation. I'm gonna tell you what Ish told me from Joe Budden and what he told me. They can't have the conversation
because of obligation.
No, they don't have the intelligence. They can't talk on many things. On our platform, I talk about sports. We talk about relationships. We talk about business. We talk about music. We talk about cars. We talk about anything that y'all want to talk about. Politics. Everybody can't expound on these things and really make sense. That's why the conversation. That's why we sitting here for 2.5 joints and it's all over the place because we like, well, what you think about that? Or what you think about liquor? Or what you think about that? Or what you think about that? So when you get to other people, they be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, what you think about it, Kato? You know what I'm saying? I asked you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm Kato. I'm asking the questions, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
they can't speak on it,
right.
and that's just what it is. So you can't have powerful conversations with people who don't have powerful thoughts.
That's how we should end it. There we go. Danza Project, Kato.
Yeah.
Esso Hynaken. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for having
us. Yeah.
Another one.
Orlando, sign us off, my boy.